Elysium descend upon her palace paradise. Elysium, the fields await you. Enter the afterlife. Everybody goes in blind to dwell in shadows, hunted in the night, taken to the gallows. If you find yourself alone, do not be troubled. You are in Elysium. Do you dare to follow? You follow. Dare to Elysium descend upon her palace paradise. Elysium, the fields await you. Enter the afterlife. Descend upon her palace paradise. The fields await you into the afterlife. Elysium transcend beyond her promise of paradise. Elysium exposed and hollow. This is your one true life.
Yeah! Welcome to another episode of ArtCo Drone Solutions. We've got a great show today. We're going to be talking about Stream Deck. That is this little gadget that I have right here where I could control all the cool stuff on here and do cool sound effects like that and all that cool stuff. So let's get going. Let's do some little bit of humor here, shall we? I got this invisible book of jokes. They're kind of transparent. Anyway, let's let's pick a page. I used to be a pantomime horse, but I quit while I was ahead. Okay. Yeah, there you go. What do you call Batman after he gets beaten up? Bruised Wayne. We produced a play about weather and needed 8 children to be clouds. We ended up having 12, so we were a bit overcast. Yeah. I got a part in the movie Cocaine. I only had one line. They're doing a sequel to Finding Dory, where she discovers she has cancer and searches for a cure called Finding Chemo. All right. And how about some original jokes? Uh, Here are some of the jobs I used to have way before I did comedy. I used to work at a heavy petting zoo. And then I got a job at a halfway house for girls who wouldn't go all the way. I could see Chuck like that one. Okay. You know why there are no Walmarts in Afghanistan? They're all Target. All right, let's uh, dispense with the silliness and bring in my co-host all the way from Liverpool, New York. It's the effervescent Chuck Kovac. Welcome, welcome.
Hey Art, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Doing much better than last weekend. I was a little under the weather. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know if I ate something or what, but yeah, woke up like 1 o'clock in the morning on Monday, and I was like, oh, my stomach was so bloated, and I go, oops, I need to go to the bathroom, and then just sat down and. uh,
uh,
So took a
explosive.
day off, and now I
Explosive.
can fart with confidence.
Oh, that's what the joke was about. Okay. Yeah. Well, actually, there's a joke once you're past 50, you can no longer fart without concern.
Right.
My shart.
Yeah.
Um, a few people
Yeah,
in
let's
the
say
chat, Art.
hello to the folks in the chat. Let's see Bob Casey, Robert Glazer, Jeff, Carolina Airshot, uh, Alan Drone Views Media, all the way from Ireland, Dustin,
Erland.
One Vision Aerial, TJ, DJ Giggles and
He was
Drones.
the first one
Uh,
in.
yep.
Yep.
And then Charles Goski. And oh, Trevor Foss, all the way from down under in Australia. And
Yep.
Mike Rennick, Gary Bauer, all the way from Florida. All right. And
Blind
Mason,
Neil's in
guys,
from up north. Sorry, broke your train of thought.
Hot Rod in Daytona, Gene Fox, Green Mountain Droning. And boy, we get the grumpy vlogger,
Lloyd's in,
here.
yeah.
He's going to be joining us shortly here.
Yeah, the hot rodder said it was, he says, oh, it's cold in Daytona. I'm thinking, yeah, it's 7 degrees Fahrenheit here. I'd say, relatively speaking, it's more like shorts weather in Daytona. What is it? What's the temperature in Daytona right now?
Probably in 70s. All right, we got
Yeah,
a troll
10 times.
here. Let's go ahead and
Oh, you're all business tonight, Art. All business,
yeah.
man.
Well, we got a troll here, and we got to take care of this guy. Yep.
Russian.
Oh, yep. Russia. Oh, yeah. It is Marina, I think is her name. Yeah.
Mike B was all over that. Thanks, Mike.
And yep, and Mike B, aka the Drone Ranger, took care of that. Thank you very much. And Grant, Mr. Stadra. No, that's Bonanza.
That is Bonanza.
Yeah.
It's similar to the Lone Ranger.
Yeah, so Florida's been getting cold, like down in the 30s. So
Oh, Burr, the 30s.
watch out for those iguanas.
I heard that they had a falling iguana alert. What do they just get so cold they can't move, they drop out, and then they eventually they warm up and they're okay again, though, right? They don't die, they just kind of go like
some of
dormant.
them do die if they don't heat up quick enough.
Oh. But
All right, let's welcome our friend all the way from Muskogee, Oklahoma. It's the ever chatty Lloyd Mendenhall. Welcome.
Lloyd, how you
Art,
feeling?
how you doing? I'm surviving. I think I'm going to live. I'm doing a lot better than I was a couple of weeks ago. That's for sure. So it kind of kicked my butt for a little while, but I'm doing okay. So
Good.
Good to see you.
I think I'm over it. So
that's good.
It's a clingy. It's a clingy virus. It likes to stick
it
around
does.
for a
It just
while.
kind of hangs
Rides.
in there.
Yeah, it likes to. It'll make you think you're feeling better, and then it'll like whack you again.
Boom. Yeah, that's
everybody,
what it did.
Everybody I know who's had it said that like it's like a roller coaster. Like, oh yeah, I'm feeling better. Oh
yeah,
crap.
I thought I was feeling better a week ago, and then all of a sudden by last weekend I was feeling like garbage again. So
yeah, it's like,
Yep.
Roller
Oh,
coaster.
Blind Neil says I'm sounding better too. Yeah.
Yeah. You do.
Yeah.
So
got my
Lloyd
voice back.
is great for tonight because we're going to be talking about Stream Deck tonight. So,
I heard your opening comments.
I
so
miss
if
about
you're,
that.
if you're into live streaming, this is a great gadget. I still need to do some tweaks. I'll probably do that tomorrow. I gotta get some flying in. I'm just like jonesing for flying. I got a battery charged up for my Mavic 2 Pro, so I'll probably take that out. One thing I need to do is because I have the smart controller, I need to take it out of because it stores the photos and videos on the drone. I need to go into the smart controller.
Which do you want?
Yeah, there you go.
You want a smart
Yeah,
controller or RC Pro?
Oh, cool.
They make it. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta get your
And-
stuff off the aircraft. Yes, you do.
Yes, that's right. Then that way I could have it stored on the SD card rather than the internal mem. Or I could actually store everything on the SD card on my smart controller.
When
Cool.
you're flying that, do you not have it automatically set to go to your SD card. Don't you put an SD card in your drone?
Yes, I do. Yes,
You
I do.
better, or if you don't have the SD card in the Mavic 2 Pro, you have 8 GB, which isn't
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
it's nothing.
That's right.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I was able to pull off some of the video and
Right,
photos
right.
from the previous owner.
Right. Yeah. I just bought a couple of 128 gig SanDisk Extreme Pros. One for the new RC Pro and one for the new Mavic 3. Figured might as well get shiny new SD cards for them.
I
I can turn my volume
understand
up now the music's
the
over.
new.
I think you were okay, Lloyd.
No, I mean, I
new-
could hear. I could turn up my headset volume. When that music started, I had to crank it back down. It's like,
So on the new controller, I understand they got it so it'll work with the Air 2S.
Yes.
All right.
You knew that would happen. They combined the firmware finally. So yeah, this thing will do both.
Oh.
Oh, the fingerprints.
Well, I
on it.
wonder if it'll work on that. It should work on the Air 2 then.
Not what I heard.
No, okay.
Because
is it because one's using what's the difference in their software or
it's
their
OcuSync 2 and 3.
2 and
but,
3,
But
okay.
honestly, this little dude has OcuSync 2, and I don't know. There's OcuSync 2 and 3 are pretty close together. I think they don't want to. DJI doesn't want to.
they want you to upgrade to their newer and better. You know, it's just,
Yeah, they don't want to. They don't want to cannibalize their higher tier offering, which is the Mavic 2S and the Mavic, or the Air 2S and the Mavic 3. That's my suspicion. But because I mean,
oh yeah.
the broadcast system is similar enough; it could work. Hang in there. You know, this old bomber right here, which was from OcuSync 2, it controls the Air 2S, the smart controller.
Yep.
All right, and that's
Yeah,
OcuSync,
it'll
OcuSync 2,
work
OcuSync
on-
3. Clearly, they can work and play together.
And it'll work on the Mavic 2 Pro, and
Mhm.
it'll work on. I think it'll work on the Mini.
Yeah, it
One
works
of
with the
them
Mini
in-
too. When I went to Scotland, I had the Mini 2 and the Mavic, this little dude, and the Mavic 2 Pro flying on the smart controller. But
Okay.
but the smart controller doesn't like to switch from Go 4 back to Fly. It gives you it fights every time. So when I went to fly the Mini 2, I was in a hurry. I wanted to get the thing in the air quick at the Kelpies because I wasn't supposed to be flying there, and like the thing was. It wouldn't link. It had to relink with the aircraft, and it took 5 minutes of fighting with the thing. And it's really subtle, you know, beep, 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 beep. It's really subtle when it's trying to link. Anyway,
You know, it just I don't know why they can't. You know, why
it's
they
not
can't
frequency.
settle on.
It's
Yeah,
no.
it's the software, and
It's
you know
the
why they
software.
don't use. You know, the Go 4 app had so many more features than the newer
Fly's
one.
better.
And
Fly,
Yeah.
I mean, Fly is better than it was. Fly has improved a lot with the Mavic.
oh, is
3,
it? Is it?
Yeah, they like the Pro. Think of Fly. Keith of the K-Spot told me this. He said, Chuck, think of Fly as being like. Do you have a Pocket 2 or a Pocket, Lloyd?
I have a Pocket. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know how you go from like auto to Pro mode, and Pro
Right,
gives
right.
you all the settings and stuff. That's exactly what Fly does. If you're in auto, you're like in auto. But if you go to Pro, then you have your settings. And now they've added the LUT, so that when you're flying in D-Log and everything's really flat, and you have a hard time seeing stuff. Now they have a LUT that lays over your screen on the RC Pro, so it looks like it's colored already and all
Yeah.
oversaturated like you would expect later. Anyway, they've improved it. It's still not Go 4 though. Go 4 is
Yeah.
awesome.
I just to me, of course,
Well, we're
they
used to
raised
it
the price
also.
on and they raised the price on so much stuff. And
it's
if they can
stupid
get by with a cheaper software that and basically they want you to get rid of all your old stuff and buy a new one. I mean, that's what
Yep.
that's our
They
society
are-
now.
they-
You know,
Yeah, and it's a shame because a lot of the drones out there, the
Yeah.
Phantom 4, the Mavic 2 series, they're all solid drones and they fly really great. and I
Right.
can't. I mean, I know they've been out a while, and I know they say, "Oh, tech gets obsolete and stuff." It only gets obsolete because they make it obsolete. There are people
Yeah.
flying with Mavic Pros and Mavic Pro Platinums and getting really, really good footage. Like Backpack Jack, she gets really good stuff with a Platinum.
I still
She flies the crap out
fly.
of the thing.
I still fly my Spark in my Mavic Air original. So I'm too
Yeah.
cheap to go buy a new drone. I just
The camera, the
It's
Mavic
so
Air,
light.
Mavic Air is decent. It broadcasts at it's 10-bit color, right? Isn't it 10-bit color in that thing?
I
Or is it the 100
can't
megabit
remember.
broadcast? But it's decent, and it's still a 1 2/3
Yeah.
sensor. It's a decent drone.
Yeah.
Its Achilles heel is its flight time. It's only like 15 minutes,
yeah.
and
Hey,
the range is Wi-Fi.
Speaking of early arrivals,
No, really? No.
let's welcome the Waffle Man, all the way from Lipa,
I might as well
Philippines.
just mute myself. All right. I turned
Dang.
Come on, Chuck. Come on, Chuck. Hey, Lloyd. Welcome
Hey,
back, man.
how you
Hey,
how you
doing?
doing, James?
I'm
I'm-
doing great. No, it's you. How are you doing?
I'm
How
doing
you
I'm doing
doing?
a lot better. I'm breathing better. I'm not coughing near as much. My voice has come back. Earlier
good.
this week my voice was like an octave lower than
Well,
it is now.
I know. You did like 2 or 3 video, and I gotta admire the fact, even when it looked like you were on your deathbed,
The
you
show
were
must
still
go on.
committed. You were still committed.
Well,
must
Whether-
go
I
on.
knew I knew I couldn't do a show, so I came on and did that little snippet for a few minutes to let everybody know that hey, I ain't doing a show. I'm on my deathbed. If I survive this, I'll be back. So, and
do
I
it in
will be
Braille.
back. Yeah, sure.
Oh, you look good. You look good. You look good today, Lloyd. You look really good.
Yeah,
Till we make him laugh, and then he starts coughing. That's
yeah,
how
and
it
then I
goes.
start coughing. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I
I mean,
let's say
I did
hello to Robbie RC Pro B and Warren the Cura Show, and then all the way from Norway we've got Vidar Lervag, and who else? Brian TDR Drones, E-Bikes, and Scooters, Mike B,
Mike
aka
B.
the Drone Ranger. So
Our-
we've got a good crowd going tonight. So we were talking about, let's get back to Stream Deck. That's why we got this guy down here, Lloyd. He
That guy
could,
down there.
Oh, I've been
yeah.
looking. I Stream Deck. Is that the one by
Elgato.
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 Oh, I've been looking. I've been looking at that because I know you had it. You said Art. You said you went from the 6 to the 16.
I've got the 6 and I've got the 15.
15.
Right here.
15. I've been looking and I noticed that the Mark II. The Mark II is the new one. They changed a little bit of like the holder, the plastic holder inside there. It looks a little bit more sturdy.
Right.
Look,
Mhm.
yeah, I'm
this one's
seriously.
got a really nice holder.
Well, if you can afford it, I recommend just going right with the XL. Just buy that right off the top because I filled up my keys because I use vMix as all my green screen and all my stuff like this and all that type of stuff. It's just a push of a button, and all that's controlled through vMix, and then I just log in using a virtual camera, virtual audio cable into StreamYards, and using this. I filled up my XL. I got let's see what I got here. I got
Used up his bandwidth.
well, no, I used up all the squares. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got 8 different profiles set up just on the top line, and then I push one of those, and it takes me to one of my many different profiles. But I'm mainly down to 2 now because a lot of these I'm not using. So I got one for the Grumpy Vlogger and one for the ventriloquist channel that I do.
Lloyd, you're so technical here. I think you're way above you're definitely way above what I have set up right here. I just got my laptop and a microphone. Yeah, that's all I got. And Art's got a couple. He's got the StreamYard, and he's got the.
He uses vMix as well.
Oh, you use
Yep.
vMix? Do you really?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, see,
Yeah.
Lloyd,
I'm
why
running low
don't
tech.
you? Why don't you do a video? Why don't you do a video on your setup and show us what you have and show us the equipment, but show us your technology that you have.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and
maybe how
that's-
you make use of it a little, maybe a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah, and that's probably something I ought to do because I mean I could do it easily, just do everything right off of record it all with. That's a nice thing, you can record it vMix, and I just because I've had over Christmas I had a lot of sales in my merch store. I was able to do an upgrade from like Art and I had the HD version, which gave you one extra guest. You could have one guest in yourself. I upgraded to the 4K version, which adds on custom titling now. It adds on, I can now bring in 4 guests and I can do it in 4K. So and plus a lot of other stuff I haven't even tried yet. And also I'm using the beta version of the new vMix 25, which when that software, when they drop 25, I'm going to tell you right now, the people that use vMix, and of course it only works if you have a PC. If you're on a one of those fruity products, you got to use wire trash or something else, you know.
OBS.
I'm not
Yep.
OBS, yeah.
OBS.
I feel so bad for James. Not.
Greg, that's why he has that's
You guys ganging up on me?
No.
well,
no,
Greg,
no.
he
No.
lost everything because his hard drive went out on his.
That can happen
his
on
main
anything.
PC.
That doesn't. That's not.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah.
I
That's,
noticed. I've
that's
been
a-
wondering what's going on with Greg because he's just like sitting in
He
his
shut-
living room right now.
Oh,
Just,
no,
it's
I-
like nothing going on.
I thought everything backed up though. He lost. Losing one hard drive shouldn't be a problem for him. He had everything
This-
backed.
No, he didn't. He's a
Oh.
computer nerd, and he ain't got the. He's the smartest guy I know when it comes to coding and setting up software, but he is an absolute dimwit when it comes to backing up, and I already told him that to his face, so he knows.
Cause
Like, are you
Well,
kidding
thank
me?
you, Vidar.
well, I'm sorry to
Thank
hear
you
that.
very
'cause
much
Greg,
for that 100 Norwegian kroner, which is
$1.
20 baht. 25
I'm kidding.
He's probably going to
I'm
come in
kidding.
here and rag on me now because I gave him a hard time. But you know,
Greg,
the first thing I asked
I
when
feel
all this
bad
started,
for Greg.
I said, "Greg, you had it backed up." He says, "Yeah, but it's been a year or so." Are you kidding me? He's the one who convinced me to get an NAS hard drive for my house, and I have a 4 terabyte hard drive that sits in there. And every night it backs up my pictures on my iPad, and it backs up my
Everything.
files. It backs up everything, and it does it every night. And I get a little notice says you're backed up, and I'm going, oh
Which-
boy.
Lloyd, which NAS do you have?
I got the WD MyCloud, and then just
Okay.
set it up, just plugged it straight into my because I use the Linksys mesh Wi-Fi system. So you know, I've got the same. I've got 3 units on it, and I got the same. It just switches automatically. I don't have to like, oh, you're on another Wi-Fi thing. You got to change you got to switch over to this one. No, it's nice. It's not as fancy as what Greg has, but But yeah, that
apparently-
MyCloud works great for.
Yeah,
lot of
I'm
man-
a
yeah,
firm
so-
I'm a firm believer in cloud storage. Everything that I have that's a document file, or everything that's something I can't afford to lose, it's in all the cloud storage. And I subscribe to a lot of them. I have Dropbox, I have OneDrive, I have what's the Microsoft one? The
I think that's OneDrive,
OneDrive.
isn't it?
is that
OneDrive.
OneDrive?
Yeah, OneDrive,
Listen,
yeah.
Well, let me. I
There-
can just look at. I got OneDrive. I got iCloud. I got Dropbox.
iCloud,
I got Google
Dropbox,
Drive. Yeah, I have them
Google
all.
Drive,
And,
yeah.
and a
Yeah,
lot
I have
of
Google.
them.
I'm using Google One. I have a pretty good
Yeah.
Google One
I'm-
account.
I've been around for so long. I've been around, when the dinosaurs were doing
When
IRC.
Fred
you know?
Flintstone was pecking away on his first computer.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what happened at the very beginning? At the very beginning, when they started all these different cloud storage places, a lot of them gave you they were free. The cloud storage, they would give you like 5 gig free or something like that. And I mean 5 gig isn't a lot, But when it comes to documents, that's a lot for document storage if you need.
It's video.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We were just
1
watching.
gig.
Yeah, we were just watching
I've had
last
those
night.
crap out. 1
Last
gig
night
is small, but I've had those USB drives crap out suddenly, like
for
dust.
the thumb drive for the
This
TV
one
here.
wrapped down.
One
Yeah.
little tiny. It's only like I showed you last time. It's only like this big.
Yeah.
120,
yeah.
128 gig. And so I got a few movies on there. I got to figure out how to download the Super Bowl because we're gonna have a Super Bowl get together with just two or three people here. But we're not gonna watch it at the time because it's like 6:30 a.m. or 5:30 or something like that.
This is
a.m. our time.
32 gig.
I think it's 6:30 p.m. East Coast time, your time. So I got to figure a way to
There you
record.
go,
I got
stack of 'em.
to record it.
I've got multi IOs on here. I've got Windows 7, 8, 10, and about 5 different versions of Linux, and I have Tails. So if I travel around the country and I use someone else's computer, plug this in,
You can get tail
and
anywhere.
yep. I could
Bump. You can give me the
Yeah, that's the only thing. I see like
See?
Robbie's got over there. He's got SSD on USB and stuff like that. The only thing about any hardware can go bad. So I mean, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good. You should have a backup of a backup. You should have the cloud, and you should have a backup on something like a USB. Or
I have a terabyte 7200 RPM hard drive. I also have an M2 1 terabyte. Or is it? I don't know if it's 1 or 2 terabyte. I think I got a 2 terabyte M2 SSD or an M2 in there, and that's just in my PC. And then of course I've got I think I got 256 gigabytes on my Apple or my iPad Pro, and I got 20 terabytes on iCloud. I've got 10 terabytes on OneDrive. Yeah, I've lost a lot of stuff over the years, and so I've started learning to back stuff up, and that's why I kind of like when Greg did that. I'm going, oh God, yeah.
I've got a 4 terabyte mechanical drive. That's for all my programs and files go on that one. I've got 1 terabyte M.2, and I have, I have an SSD drive, and I think that's either 500 gig or a terabyte. So I got a ton of room on here.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't, especially if you do a lot of pictures and stuff like I do, and all my videos that I edit, and I don't do near the videos that you guys do. Not anymore. I did. I used to do a vlog every day. I did the first season in August of that year. Somebody challenged us to go out and do Vlogust, which was do a vlog every day in August. And they gave you a list of topics to talk about that you could throw into your. Oh my God! I about died. I was never so glad to have August over. It's like it about killed me.
Jody. Michael.
Hey, Jody.
Yep.
So for me, it's like I quit doing any of the backups because, like you said, I have a lot of videos from the channel. I back up no more. I don't have one backup of any episode that I have on there. I let YouTube take care of that because I just real quick went over here and looked. I don't know how many videos. It's between 900 and 1,000. I think we're approaching 1,000 videos on their channel, and right now most of my videos are about 8 gigabyte. 8 gigabyte? Yeah, 8 gig. So what is that? That's like, I don't even know. It's like 7,200 something, but it's a big number.
Yeah.
I don't
terabytes.
Tera, nano, whatever.
I know. Yeah.
And I get.
Hey, I remember when the hard drives. Well, I remember when the speeds, the processing speed, went up to 1 gig. I mean, I bought an HP that was 900, and
Yeah.
975, and the next week they came out with a 1 gig. It's like, that's back in the days. They were doing it so fast. You could buy a computer next week and it'll be out of date before you get it shipped to you.
Well,
And
they got
they'll
I got to tell you, they got to shift technology. We're stalling right now. We've gone so
stalling.
far.
Yeah,
We've met physical limitations. Physics says, you talk about the speed of light until somebody invents something different. Because how long have we been under 4 gig on a processor now? I think 3.8 or something like that. I don't know what's the maximum they have now, but we've been 3 gig and faster, just a little bit faster, 3.2. We've been like that for what, 10, 15 years now, and we're not going over. Remember, it used to be back when Windows 95 came out at the beginning of 2000, they kept saying every year the processor speed would double, but it finally hit the limitations.
Yeah, it hit the limits. And I think that's because they haven't come up with, they don't have the technology to get, to do the like nanite technology that they could use to actually put it on a physical slab, I don't know, plasma or something. I'm sure there's something out there, but right now the military is using it. We won't see it for 10 or 15 years,
Yeah.
So.
Something like
so
that.
They need to shift the paradigm for the type of technology they have now and go into something totally different. You know how when they went from gasoline engine vehicles and then they went to battery, like people said, oh, you'll never be able to drive a car on a battery. Look, you can get like 500 miles on a battery these days,
Yeah, and that's the other thing they really need to start coming up with the newer battery technology. I mean, it's
fast
there,
charging
but
battery.
Yeah, faster charging, and
I want to drive my car in the garage on a charging mat, just wireless.
I got to tell you, battery technology is moving forward really fast because when we built the house, we roughed in our house here for solar panels. We were going to, because nobody ever said when we first, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, nobody said, oh, you could run your entire house on a few battery backups inside your house, unless you're like a huge data center, and you've got like 150 batteries hooked up back to back,
Right.
Now there's technology. There's a couple of companies out there, and there's one that we're looking at real close. I think the name of the company is Eco. It starts with an E, and I have to look. Ness actually has a backup
E-Machine?
inside the house, a small one, very small one, which is
E-Machine. I know that's.
But you can these things can actually run your house for like a week. You can put like the main controller unit and have like a couple of battery add-ons to the side, and you can put 4 of these very small panels out in your yard that flip out for the daytime, so they can charge. If you were to have an extended, what they call brownouts here, it's a blackout in the U.S. If you were to go for like a week without any electricity, which happens here a lot with the typhoons that go through here, you can actually run your entire house off of batteries for a week. Everything inside your house. I'm talking about your stove, your washing machine, your refrigerators, and stuff like that. So and you're talking about how quick it takes the technology for recharging them. Most of these systems that I'm looking at right now,
Kirisho wants to run his house
less than 2 hours to fully recharge the entire system.
I went with the iPhone 13 Plus, and I was amazed. And I jumped up from the iPhone X or XR, I think is what it was. And I was amazed at the difference in speed of how quick that thing charges compared to my older. Of course, Apple's.
Well,
they're known for giving you these crappy little plug-in wall chargers that half a watt a day, and so your phone is receiving messages and using it faster than the thing can charge. Of course, you have to go out and spend money on a faster and more powerful charger, which is what I did. I use an Anchor charger, and it works great. It puts out 65 watts. I got a data cable that runs to it because it uses that Thunderbolt, which is basically a fancy. It's a fancy USB-C.
USB 3.
And,
you see.
Yeah. And so I plug that in. I've got it's a 100-watt cable and high transfer speed. So it not only charges, but it also transfers data. So
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
as much as Chuck and Art think I swallowed the apple Kool-Aid, the thing is, I don't do like what you did, Lloyd. You went from 10 to the 13. I went.
Yeah.
I exhaust my Apple products. I exhausted my last laptop before I bought the one that we're talking to on right now, right here. I bought in that was 2012. That was 2012. They called it 2012 and a half or 2012 December or something. I don't know what. Anyway, so that's an old one. So I went 11 years. I went 11 years on that one.
Oh,
The Apple. I just upgraded to the 13, and the only reason I did because I didn't want to deal with replacing the battery. I've already replaced the battery in 2 iPhones before, and although it's doable, and I did both of them, and I was successful. The batteries that I put in just didn't last as long as the original battery.
Right.
The cheap crap that you get from China just doesn't last. And so I just upgraded from the Apple SE, the SE second generation, to the 13 because the battery was dying in a matter of like 30 minutes. It wasn't
Judy, I upgraded her from an iPhone 8 Plus, I think, to the 13. So that was really a jump for her. But that iPhone 8 never held a charge. It just wouldn't hold a charge. So
well, right now I'm happy with the 13, and I got the cheap one. I got because I don't like the big. The Pro is the best one for all the specs. It lasts forever on battery life if you're watching videos. Right. It's really impressive, but it's so huge. It's so big. I need something that easily slips into my pockets. Those are just way too big for me.
Well, you don't want this crazy.
There's a Pro. What is that?
It's a Pixel 6 Pro. It's a monster.
Oh yeah. I think they've got what is it? The iPhone 13, the 13 Pro, and the 13 Pro Plus.
No, and the Mini. I have the Mini.
That's right, the Mini. Yeah,
13 Mini.
That's right.
You have 3 cameras in the back too, like this thing, right?
Yeah.
Well, the wife's got my phone on the inside, or I'd show you.
And I see no purpose of having a third camera. I mean, what I do with it, it's just
I haven't used all the cameras either.
I haven't figured. I
want 24 frames. I don't have 24 frames per second filming on this thing. That's what I want.
I have not figured out what all those cameras are on the back of my phone.
well, different focal lengths.
Well, yeah, it gives. You can sit there and do a zoom, but it's like you get a 1x, 3x, 5x zoom. That's it. Why waste the space? Why not? Yeah, and that's the only way they could do it, because to get that length in a camera, that thing would have to be sticking out that far to be able to get you a zoom like you can on the Mavic 2 zoom. They'd have to.
John,
your phone would have to be that thick.
6. Well, John, as a Pixel 6 Pro owner,
one day I'm gonna
I hate this phone. This phone is shit. This phone. Let me rant for a second. This phone is shit. It wants to be an iPhone with the the UI and everything, but it's not. And then freaking half the apps I try to open on it, like I'm trying to immediately book a car yesterday for work because I'm at the rental car place and something went wrong with my reservation. And could I do it? No, because Concur doesn't work on this pile of shit. So, I think they finally got DJI apps working on it. Okay, I'll stop ranting
Don't sugarcoat it, Chuck. Tell it like it is.
Yeah, tell us how you really feel.
This is my first and last Google phone, I promise you. I left Motorola because Motorola was it was like James' phone. It was really old and slow and worn out, and I finally got a new phone.
It was like James, not James' phone. Old and slow.
James' phone. Sorry, James.
Yeah, I did hear him say phone, James. Yeah.
So I get this thing, and it's supposed to be, whiz bang, wonderful, great. It's an unfinished pile of shit.
Yeah.
There.
They're doing that. They are doing that on so much stuff now. They're releasing it as unfinished. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a beta tester.
Yeah.
And I did it willingly. Nobody held a gun to my head and said, Chuck, you must have Pixel 6 Pro and you must have Mavic 3. No, nobody made me. I just foolishly drank the Kool-Aid. Yeah.
Oh, Chuck, I took your advice. On the. Remember, you said you had a problem where your drone was acting really weird. You took it out.
Drunken mosquito.
You thought maybe it was cold. May have something to do with the cold, but you did an update, right? You did the latest firmware updates and everything
well,
like that?
that went away before the update. That went away with a couple of, I don't know if it was just the IMU calibrations or what, but it just
Well,
magically went away.
I told you about my Air 2S crashing into the grill, right? Did I tell you about that?
I don't remember that story.
I don't remember.
Beauchard,
Jim.
what's up, man?
Hey Jim. No, man, Jim. The reason I'm here early is because we got some family members coming over this afternoon, and I spent the last 2 days. I dumped all the water out of the pool because nobody's been in the pool for the last 3 months during the pavilion build, and it was full of dust from all the grind. It was so nasty inside there, and I had some algae growth because I've neglected it for 3 months. And I said, okay, you're supposed to 2 to 3 years. You're supposed to do the full cleaning out of your pool, take all the water and redo it. So I said, we're almost 2 years, I think, on this, a year and a half. I said, with all the construction going, so I guess I did that, but all I had was a garden hose. And it took me 2 days with the garden hose to fill this thing back up. And it got filled up this morning. And I had to do everything. I had to clean the filter this morning, everything preparate. So I got up at 5 a.m. this morning. So that's why I'm here a little bit early.
Oh, wow.
Well, there's still time. So I didn't realize you crashed the Air 2S, James.
Yeah. Well, when we say crash, it wasn't anything. It wasn't a big deal because I was taking off from the patio on the back of the house, right next to the grill, right next to the grill, in front of the grill. But I had plenty of room all the way around it to take off, and all on its own. I wish I could have had a video of this where you
That's what they're calling it.
Where you say take off, you take off, and it's supposed to just lift right up so many meters up in the air. It did this, and immediately did a bank like this and slammed right into the grill, right into the grill on its own. And
Compass.
I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Did you calibrate the compass before you?
It didn't say. There was nothing. I've never calibrated compass. I've never. No, it's right out of the box.
Every flight. Do the compass.
Don't trust that software to tell you what to do, because otherwise
flight,
you'll be screwed.
You do the compass. Well, I mean, every time you go out, do a group of flights with a bunch of batteries. First, if you're at one location, do the twirl. It looks ridiculous, but do the twirl. Turn the drone down.
I always did it with the Phantom. With the Phantom 4, I always did it. Did it because it would tell me to do it.
Yeah,
it
just always do it. I know. I mean, stuff happens, but
so
I
anyway,
lost the Mavic Pro that way. It did the same thing. It just went.
Yeah. When you said wackiness on yours, and then I had that wackiness on mine, so I went online. Really, I panicked.
Trying to figure out what happened.
I got to tell you, I was so lucky that I took off from the patio and not where I usually do. I normally take off on the little pad. I don't know, it's about 5 feet pad on the side of the pool. So had it done what it did with the grill,
we've gone swimming.
It would have gone right over to the right down inside the water.
Splash down.
Right down inside the water. Yeah. So I was lucky I did it from up there.
Well, anyway, Wi-Fi even screws up the compass. I've had my compass need to be calibrated just because there's stuff around that interferes with it. It's not just metal.
After you said what you said about it acting wacky, and I thought you said somebody recommended doing some updates on firmware.
I reloaded I only had one set of firmware. I reloaded it. I don't know if that made a difference or not, but the new firmware, this newest firmware, absolutely improved a bunch of things on the drone though, and added a bunch of features. It's much closer to being done now.
I went online and I started looking, and I put those keywords inside there: craziness,
drunken mosquito.
I put all, and there were other people that had a lot of people had the same problem with it going out of control just on its own. And the general consensus that I could find from most of the troubleshooting was people saying,
IMU and
update the firmware to the latest firmware.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
so what I did, I did. And
on your next Google search, Google barbers near me.
Barbers near me. I don't think I could do that around here because I get this thing on the Alexa, the Alexa device, and it says, and it always asks you, where's the nearest Italian restaurant to me, or where's the nearest Indian food, and I do that around here, and I'm in the Philippines, it's like we have no idea where any of this stuff is.
Know where anything is
near you. Yeah, cannot complete this function and all
It's-
this kind of stuff. So
I'd say
Let-
generally though, when you anytime you update firmware on at least the DJI drone, I imagine the other like Autel and stuff is similar. Whenever I
Look
update
what Robert
firmware,
Glazer put up.
what did he
Oh
put up?
yeah, that's right.
Well, that's another good reason. Make sure you're sober.
Yeah.
But like, yeah. But no, really, after you do a firmware update, maybe I just out of habit, I automatically recalibrate the IMU after I update the firmware. And the compass, I just do every single time I'm at a location. Like, I don't care if I walk out my front door and I go to fly, I do the stupid dance in the in the driveway, and
what's the IMU? Is the IMU the one where you go on your
you set
screen?
the drone
Whoa,
and you set
Jose.
it down, then up and back and on its side and all that stuff. And that's your inertial unit.
Yeah.
That's how it
I did-
knows. That's how it knows. That's how it knows if it's like this or like this or like this or like this or like this.
Right.
So I mean that could have
Yeah.
something to do with what you experienced too. If your IMU went out of kilter,
Could-
then it
could
doesn't
have
know if it's on foot or horseback. So I mean,
Well, when
now,
it crashed,
now
well,
it thinks
when
this. It thinks this is level, which is bad.
Well, when it
Something
crashed,
like
the error that it reported back to me, that I had put my propellers on incorrectly. That's what it said back to me. And I never take the propellers off. I fold everything up and put it in the case, the,
Oh, yeah,
the foam
that's,
case. I never take them off. So
I guess
it
it's
wasn't-
possible. Yeah, it's
my
possible
propellers
to
were
put
in-
the propellers on the wrong
well,
corners of the
it
drone
is.
now.
I know.
Yeah.
I know it is because the very first
Yeah.
time the very first time.
Oh, really? You
out
had
of
the,
the
you had the
box.
wild thing happen where
I had the wild thing. Actually, it never went off the ground. It this
just-
on the ground.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's right on the
I
ground.
never
And
had
I'm
that
like,
happen because DJI does a pretty good job of marking them with the. Now they use gray, which
Well, they
is
do.
nice, distinctive. They used to use white. White and black were really easy to see. Now they went to like gray.
Operator
for whatever
error.
reason.
Operator
Yeah.
error.
Yep.
Yeah, pilot error. That's
Short between the headset.
Short between the headset.
Nice one, Lloyd.
Well, I used to write up a lot of aircraft, Red X, a lot of aircraft because of
Yeah.
pilot error. I just, short
Yeah.
between the headset got me in a lot of trouble,
Yeah.
but it
Yeah.
got
Well,
the point.
I'm glad it was just a minor thing, and your drone's still
Yeah.
okay, right?
Yeah, it's
No-
still okay. Luckily, like I said, it was only like about 2 feet away from the grill when it went up and went straight over to the side. Boom, and
the props survive. We have to change the props.
No, I got some scratches on it, but it seems okay. But it sounds louder now. So then
Check
then
your
it-
props. Maybe you damaged a prop. Because
I think when you get I don't know. You got the Mavic. You got the Mavic 3, right?
I have the
You new
3,
Mavic
yeah.
3.
And
And
the
you
2
had
Pros.
you had the old one, the Mavic
I
2
still
Pro
have.
or something.
Well, I still have 3 Mavic 2s. Anybody
Doesn't it come with that?
interested in a
Doesn't it
lightly
come with a
used Mavic
couple
2?
extra props?
Yeah, and I have like a pile of extra props because I always load up on them. I have extra props that I bought for the Mavic 3 already, and
Yeah.
this thing, the Mini 2.
Yeah,
but
I
we
need
have
to
a
get
few
some
drones.
I need to get some extra props
Yeah,
after
they're,
that.
they're
But I think
not very expensive. They just take a while for you to get, right? So just order
I
them.
noticed it's not as stealthy as it was before the accident. not
Make sure.
loud.
Well, the other thing I've noticed when I screwed up some props on a Spark. Remember the cute little freaking Spark? Oh, Lloyd was
Oh, yeah.
talking about it. Yeah.
Yeah,
So, like,
I still got one.
I because I didn't store it properly, I had the propellers on it. They got a little tweaked on the way to Oregon, and it had like just a little bit of vibration that you couldn't see it when you're flying it. But my video, when I played it back on a big screen,
Right.
all had jello because the props were just a little bit tweaked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, anytime you have a
You get-
crash, you should probably change the props. You know, what
Yeah,
I mean?
because if they're out of
Because
balance, they're beating the
there
crap
could be
out
a
of
little
your motors.
hairline, just a hairline crack, or just a little shift in the, and I,
And you'll lose the
because I know
drone
those
for
have the,
real.
yeah, it can
Well,
screw up your flight.
right after I get done chatting with you, I'm gonna go look for some props.
Yeah,
There
it's
you
no big
go.
deal to get them, James. It might take you a week or so to get them, right?
Well,
Right.
there's actually a DJI rep up in Manila up here. And he
Sweet.
sells on Lazada, just like you can buy stuff on Amazon in
oh,
the US.
sweet. Yeah.
Oh,
So
cool.
I'll just go. I'll get it from and most of the time that's not a real props are real cheap. Remember I showed you that one time where I ordered the replacement props for the Phantom 4 and they were cheaper than ordering them on Amazon back in the US. And
Yeah.
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 so props are probably pretty cheap up here.
Well, when I got my my Mavic 2 Pro, one of the props had a crack in it. So when I tested it, I didn't fly it very far, but it flew fine. But for my safety's sake, my peace of mind, I went and bought a set of props and replace that damaged prop, and
Yeah.
flies great.
Yeah,
Mhm.
always a good idea to. That's the one thing that can. They're so inexpensive. It's like
Yeah.
it's stupid to even risk it if you have. Just always carry a box of spare props when they just cuz. I mean, they're like
Oh,
Yeah.
did,
Yeah.
did, did you see the Did you see the video I uploaded this morning?
There goes
Just a
puzzle.
couple
Yes.
hours ago. You did
Yeah.
see that one with it showed the pour in the concrete for the first floor across the street. You see that one? Yeah.
Yep.
I
Not yet.
I
I ain't seen it
really
yet.
wanted to. I got to play with it. I haven't done. You can do. It's not called time lapse
Yep, John,
video on the
exactly.
camera. It's
Hyperlap.
Hyperlapse. Have you done hyperlapse before?
No, I have to try
I-
that.
I've only done hyperlapse with like the Osmo Action. I've never done it with. Well, no, I did do one with the drone once. It was kind of I think there was some post work. I did it in Hawaii. I did a sunset hyperlapse. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, I did. It's not because everything I look
Yeah.
on all the videos that they show, the hyperlapse is more like it's following you, it's following a subject. And when it follows the subject, it's nice and smooth, almost normal, but everything in the background is going like super speed in the background. I don't really need it following anything because what I want to do, like for that pour yesterday, what I did was
Oh, I was talking
I did-
time lapse.
I-
I'm sorry, not
I did
hyperlapse. My
yeah, I
bad.
did the video. I did the video in real time. So when I download, I had this huge file. It was like 25 minutes of them doing the pour. And then I had to do, on your editing, you can say slow motion or you can go fast,
Right.
2
Yeah.
times, 4 times, 8 times, 20 times
Mhm.
and all. So that's what I did for that one. But it starts out with this huge file. And I wanted to do I thought to myself, oh, hyperlapse, but I'd never done it before. And they were already starting to pour and I couldn't do a crash course in a matter of 2 minutes on how to
Right.
set up hyper. So I thought, well, maybe if you guys have done this before, maybe you can kind of explain, but you really
I
done
haven't tried it, but yeah, that's one of the things I want. Like, especially for sunrise video,
Yeah.
that'd be kind of cool to have.
Well, I think it would be
Yeah.
good. I think it would be good because you see what I did yesterday. I did 25 minutes of video, and that's a huge file. But I think if you do time lapse like on a GoPro, the size of your file is tiny because it only takes like one.
They take little pictures, right?
It takes
just
one
takes pictures,
picture, at
and
a
then you
time,
stitch them all together.
and they stitch it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you do something like if you say I want to do 24, if you're doing 24 frames per second or something like that, and you say I want to take one picture every
X
10
number of
seconds or
Yes.
5 seconds or something
and
like
it'll
that.
stitch them together. Be 24 pictures.
Yeah, you could do you can do an hour, and the hour is like 30 seconds or less.
That's awesome.
But that's using time lapse. The hyperlapse, I don't know how the hyperlapse works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I misspoke. I was thinking time lapse. I misspoke.
Yeah, so I'll play with it. I'll read. I hate reading. That's why I didn't read all
And
of
there's
it.
See,
a
I
bill
got in
for Coast Coast
trouble.
Drone.
I got in trouble on the Mavic 3 group on Facebook because I admittedly told the guys like, yeah, when all else fails, read the instructions. That's how I
Yeah.
roll. I mean, I'm a mechanical engineer and I'm a guy,
I've-
so like, I don't want to read that crap.
I rarely read anything. If it doesn't
But-
work
Oh,
out
I-
of the box, and I can't, and
Yeah.
it's not just like
Yeah.
really
Should be
easy to-
intuitive. Like
I'm
intuitive.
intuitive. That's the word I was trying to think. Intuitive. It's not so intuitive. It's like, man, why did I even buy this thing?
Yeah. So like I asked
Must
some questions.
stop, Bill,
Got beat up.
Coast Drones.
Hey Bill.
Yeah,
Mendez brings up
I-
something good. He was talking about people subscribing to his channel.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
everybody check out everybody's channels and stuff.
Yeah,
and,
yeah, that's right.
That's always
Yeah.
a good thing to
Yeah,
do. Yeah.
absolutely.
And click like in
Yeah.
here. Click like if you forgot
Yeah.
to click like on the way in. It's not too late. Just click like.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
for art,
And super chats are welcome, and
super chats are always
stickers
welcome.
are welcome too.
Yeah, I
Art
see-
can
I see
give out
Bill-
more toffee.
Bill had to get the authorization from the boss. It was funny. I don't know if Gerard's watching. Steelman 58. I don't know if he's watching right now, but he said the other day because I did the drone shots. I told him how important it was on his build to get from a bird's eye view of all the cable, all the conduit that's going down inside a slab, everything inside there, and you really can't do it from really any other method except for a drone directly above on a
Right.
big project like that.
Hmm.
And he said, "Oh, he said that's my excuse. So that's my excuse to tell the wife or ask the wife if I can get one." And I said, "Gerard," I said, "a man doesn't need an excuse to get a drone." I said, you don't need an excuse. I said, "Men are men."
No. But it helps if you have a great explanation and an excuse to give your wife after
Yeah.
you bought it.
I
Yeah.
And why did you buy that?
I
Well,
just say, let me show you why, and then I'll fly the drone and get some really awesome stuff. And Lori's like, oh yeah, that's fine.
my wife just goes,
Lori's
"Eh."
easy. Lori's
course.
super easy. I have a 1 in a million wife. She's actually like, oh, you want the Mavic 3? Do you want it for Christmas? No, no.
Yeah, Judy's pretty much that way, but I do bribe her with diamonds every year, so that helps.
Yeah.
But well, yeah, and even that Ness has been real supportive about my drone habit, because it's she, all the stuff that we do. You can see almost every episode or every other episode, we bring the drone shots inside, and they're absolutely beautiful, and they make a big difference on your videos too when you bring in those professional from the air videos inside there. So she's like, yeah, it was a good investment. To tell us the same drone.
Cool.
Yeah, I might be able to get by with that, because that Judy having a stroke has allowed me to get some things that, like, oh no, we've already had.
There you go.
Sorry, I take advantage. I'm scum. What do I say?
You're scum. Scum.
Well, it's like she'll say, you didn't get me anything for my birthday, and I said, yeah, I did. I said, look at that new diamond ring on your finger. I said, 3 carats worth of diamonds. I said, yes, I got you something for your birthday. Oh,
Lori
Mike,
wants to buy the FPV.
Lloyd, I don't
I just
have that
love it.
issue. And Ness always reminds me, I'm so lucky that I have a low maintenance wife, because she never.
well, I
you know,
do.
She's
Judy
lying.
has never
There's no
asked
such
for that
thing.
kind of stuff. It's just
There's no
something I
such-
did.
I don't believe there's such thing as like a low maintenance
Well,
wife.
let me
Come
kind
on.
of tell you how it works. Let me tell you how it works around
Really?
here, though. That when they say low maintenance, there's and she doesn't understand this.
Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, she's like, whether I buy lots of little things like watches, the jewelry thing, or the clothes. She said, I'm not like Imelda Marcos. I don't need like 200 pairs of shoes and all this kind of stuff. She tells me all this kind of stuff, and I'm like, oh, I'm so thankful. But yet every time there's a big ticket item, like this table that's in the, and this was like $1,500 for the table. She's like, oh, honey, will you pay for that? I want this. Will you pay for that? And I'm like, okay. Then all the time I have to remind her, like, babe, you say, you're low maintenance, but you just made me buy a $1,500 table, and you made me buy this big thing here, and the swimming pool, and all this kind of stuff. But that's okay.
Judy does get a pass on forgetting some of this stuff or not remembering, because she had a stroke last year, and just a little over a year ago now, and it affected her memory. So I occasionally have to remind her. And one year, this was, I don't know, about 10 years ago, I bought her something for Valentine's, but it was something, a bigger gift, and I bought it for her early. So when Valentine's Day came around, I didn't actually have anything to give her. And I said, I already bought your gift. She goes, what is it? I know I bought it. What'd you get me? I said, I'll be right back. I ran down the store, got her something for Valentine's, because that's in the 40 plus years we've been married, that's the only time I ever forgot to get her some little thing for Valentine's, and it was something she wanted. And to this day, I still can't remember what it was I got her that year. It's just like, okay, because we use holidays as excuses to buy crap we want. Not crap we need, but crap we want.
I think us guys are kind of stupid when it comes to the romance department. I think when we think, oh well, we bought these big ticket items, whether it be the table or whatever, that's really not what makes them happy. It's those little things. It's really the little things that make them happy. And I should learn what I just said right now. I need to write this down, because I'll forget it by the end of today's episode right here. And it's I think it's the little things, and I need to start doing more stuff like that for my wife.
And I do stuff like that. I go down and pick up some meds at Walgreens, or pick up something there. And she likes Beanie Babies. Those things are still around. She likes some of the newer. I see a new one, and I just $6. Throw it in a cart, bring it home, and it's like, there you go.
Some of those are aren't some of those gold? What's this?
Some
for?
of them
What
still
we
are,
doing?
yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for toffee giveaway.
Oh man, gotta open the other browser.
Pick a number between 1 and 50.
Wow, Art didn't screw around. It's
and
right
we
on
will
time.
spin
Right
the wheel.
on time.
For toffee.
And I complained about this toffee giveaway of yours on Rodney Bell's show this morning. So let's see how this works.
Complaining will get you nowhere. Look how I complained about my phone. Now I feel better, by the way. I'm all like, I just vented. It's great. Like, I'm really sorry everybody had to hear that in the chat. I'm sorry. And Art, I'm sorry. But
No, you're not.
you should love it. It's not an Apple product. You should love it. It's pretty funny, isn't it, James?
I like Apple phones
right.
and I like Apple tablets, but I'm too cheap to pay for one of their PCs. That's just
It's the Apple tax. It is kind of spendy, but
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the window has closed. We are about to spin the wheel. Let's do it. Number 35.
Why can't I scroll up? There we go.
We got a 34 and a 37 and a 36. Oh, wait a minute.
Beauchart was 36. Jerry Bauer is 34.
So what's the rule? Is it like one? Is it above or below?
Closest first, right? Closest first. I don't think it matters if it's high or low.
Yeah.
Well, you got a 34 and a 36. So which do you go up or down? How do you do that?
Jerry was the winner last time, and I think
Jim put his in before Jerry did. Yeah, Jim
he's within one and he's first. We don't. It's not like the Price is Right where you can't go over.
Yeah, we need the rules. We need some written rules here.
Art, you need that sound. You need that. Can you get that sound not be copyright struck? Like if you have the bump bump.
Dun dun dun.
Burn, you know the old Price is Right thing.
We got that. That's what we got.
Nah, that's not it.
Congratulations, Jim. You are the winner.
Toffee's going to Canada.
Email me your address, and now with the deal that I got with Enstrom's candy, we'll ship it right to you.
Right to his Canadian doorstep.
Yep.
Now, this morning I got up and I was on Rodney Bell's Coffee with Rodney this morning, and we discussed this giveaway of yours.
Oh, jeez.
And I explained to them that because I co-host at least one of your shows and you co-host mine, you have a filter that stops me from ever winning. The only time I ever won, there's times.
There's a magnet on that wheel.
The only time I ever won was when my buddy Grant won it, and he said, send it to Lloyd. And at Christmas time, I whined and whinged and carried on and pouted, and I got a nice package of coffee from Art for Christmas. So.
That's right, Ryder. And I'm good friends with the Enstrom family. So,
yeah. I went to school with some of them back in the day. I used to love going down there in Grand Junction, going down there. We'd go down there and watch them on Saturdays, watch them making the toffee, right? Because they had a big glass window and you could watch them do it. Love that stuff. I'm just too cheap to buy it myself.
What's Mendez?
Oh, Jim, you're going to love it. Yeah, it's better than that Canadian cheap shit.
They're you buy their whiskey.
Oh, we got another troll. Let's
aren't we lucky?
It's the same. They write the same thing, right? Isn't that
yeah, it's
don't they write the same thing each time?
It's a bot. What you do? Oh, yeah. Before you hide those, report it first.
Oh.
Otherwise, they'll just keep coming back and all that.
Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know you could do that.
So we say it promotes terrorism. We can promote them. Okay.
And then, yeah, I think
Andrew said Lloyd is owed to win. Well, let me tell you, I did win something. So I did win a legitimate prize from Art's channel one time. One of his co-hosts, this when he did the interview style stuff instead of the open forum, and he gave away a GoPro knockoff. And I gave him. I won it. and I won it, and gave him my address and all this, and he was giving it away and everything. And right after he sent it, he says, "Here's the tracking number. It cost me $7.99. Here's my PayPal account."
Oh, lovely.
He wanted me to pay for the shipping. It's like,
Yep.
really? I never
Yep,
did, because that wasn't part of the
And
deal.
that's the one nice thing I do on this channel. Hey, I pay for the shipping.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
Yeah. Speaking of prizes, I need to tell Jody, send me an email at lloyd@grumpyvlogger.info. I need your address. I still owe you from Christmas. You're the last one, and for some reason I keep missing it. So if you're listening to this, Jody, I've lost your address. Or if you sent me an email already, I've slept and I deleted it or something. I don't know. So send me your it's Lloyd at what's my channel? grumpyvlogger.info.
Oh no.
I think it slowed my brain down a little bit. Yeah, I think that
Dane
overgot
Bramage.
me.
Have Dane
Yeah,
Bramage.
yeah, Dane Bramage. Yeah, exactly.
Well, Lloyd,
Well, thank you, Bill.
I actually came. I tried to log on with you 2 weeks ago when
That's funny, Bill.
when you actually your first episode that you canceled.
That I was sick. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna
Later,
surprise Lloyd. I'm gonna show up here today.
I would have loved
back.
it, but
Yeah,
I
and
was
like,
oh my
man.
God, that was a rough. That first week was probably the roughest, and but by last week I was starting to feel better. But it's like you and I were talking about, Chuck. Sometimes you sit there and you get like, okay, everything's fine, and all of a sudden, bam, it hits you in the head again. So
I've heard it's a roller coaster. I don't know.
Jim's droning want a box of these.
Ooh, the turtles.
Ooh.
Yep.
Chuck,
So
you ever
he-
won? You ever won on the?
Yeah,
won?
he
Yeah, in
won.
fact, Art
I
sent me
won.
a
I won
big
once.
box
I won
when I
once.
rolled my
But that-
truck, but I'm not. It's
I
a hell of
won
a way to get
once.
toffee, but it was. Very
But that was
nice of him.
before Art was sending overseas, so I had it
Yeah.
sent to my my
Now
aunt
we
said
got
they were
it set up
great.
for-
She loved it.
except for Australia. Sorry,
Yeah.
No, can't
because
go down under.
Australia's got that quarantine thing going. So
Oh, speaking of the quarantine thing, you're going to
yes,
be happy,
I
Art.
was just
I
gonna
well,
ask you about.
I think you're going to be happy. I don't know for you specifically. I know for me, I know for residents here, OFWs, Filipinos. Now they're dropping the requirement to stay in the hotel. You don't have to do that to come back. And it was 14 days and went from 14 days down to like 10 days. Then it went from like 10 days down to something like 8 days or 7 days. Now the whole requirement's gone. You don't have to stay. And I don't know if it's effective already immediately right now or if there's a date. Ness, she quoted that to me last night. So for us, if we want to go back, because we want to go back to the U.S. and visit our family. I haven't been back in 2 years.
Right.
And our biggest concern is about getting back any type of thing that's going to prevent us from
Right.
getting back home here. So they're getting it's getting better when it comes to that. So we'll see. But I know for us, I don't know for tourists if they have anything, but it probably is. And you just have to prove you have to have your immunization. You have to show your
Thanks
international.
for coming,
You have to show
Ryder
your
Oblivious.
international immunization card to come back inside. It shows you've got all your vaccines and your boosters, and you have to have like within 48 hours a negative, the swab test or whatever the test that you have to have. You have to have that, and then you're supposed to. It says I think you have to be in 7 days self quarantine wherever you're going to. So for us, we would be coming home, just going to our house, and just be in our own self quarantine. So
yeah,
but it's
That's good.
better now, much better now. So at least travel for 2022 is I'm optimistic.
it's getting there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you mean
I
tourists, not terrorists.
well, tourist, it's just.
Mm.
But I had the first two, but I just didn't get around to getting the booster. And
Well, you weren't here. I think last week. I told Art and the guys I got my booster.
Yep.
So
Mhm.
we got
Got
and I'm so
mine,
happy.
too.
I got American booster. I got Pfizer the last time
Oh.
because the first two, the shot 1 and 2 were Sinovac. And that's the traditional. That's like the dead virus, and like you would get a flu
Saline
shot.
solution.
And then so I have it's like a hybrid now. So I got
Right.
the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
And supposedly they're talking about, that's actually a really good combination, having both of those. So
Yeah.
I'm just
Hey,
happy.
Dre.
Well, like with me being positive with COVID, I've got that
Oh yeah, hey Dre.
immunity added
Sorry,
in with
what's
the
that antibody.
shots.
Yeah, you got that
So
antibody.
I've got all that going
Mhm.
for me now. So
Yep.
hopefully,
He's
You have natural
super
immunity
immunity.
now.
Yeah,
Super
yeah.
immunity.
Super immunity. Yeah.
Something like whatever they call it. Until
Yeah.
this the stealth variant comes out in the spring.
Well, it's out. It's not when it comes out. It is out. The
Oh, but
stealth of the
Yeah.
yeah, it was
stealth,
stealth the whole time. It's like, cold on
the stealth
steroids.
Omicron, right? That's what I think that's what they're calling
Yep.
it.
I got your Omicron.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's what I had was the Omicron. Because
Yeah.
oh,
I don't know, man. You look pretty, Lord. You look pretty rough. But I got to tell you,
I was feeling pretty ragged, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
And Judy wasn't looking a lot better. She was just about as bad off as I was. So hey, I need to go ahead and leave because I got to go take care of Judy and
Okay.
get her meds for her. But James, it's good seeing you. Chuck, it's good seeing you, and I'm glad to be back
to
here.
see you.
Art,
same
Lloyd,
here,
it's
Lloyd.
good
Thanks
seeing
for
you too.
coming
So,
in.
oh,
Glad
you're
you
here,
feel
man.
better.
we will talk about, if nothing else, we'll talk about the Stream Deck on my show.
Okay.
We'll just continue that on Monday, so we can talk about
Okay.
it on my show Monday. So,
Mhm.
anyways, guys, take care. Everybody in the chat, y'all have a good one, and keep them in line, James. Don't let them get by with anything. All
Well,
right.
I got. I'm not far behind you because I got to go do the pool maintenance here this morning. Remember?
Oh, that's gonna leave Chuck taking care of everything. The show's gonna go downhill now. All right, I gotta go.
All right,
All right, y'all take care. All right,
Take care,
bye-bye.
Lloyd.
Yeah.
See you tomorrow.
Yep.
Leave me hold on.
Well, this is new for me. I don't think I ever show up in the first hour. But
Yeah.
I got up really early.
What
this
happened
morning.
last week? Last week I was over on the shore of Seneca Lake screwing around and
I could not believe you chimed in. You were at.
We got back to the house. We went to this really cool winery that had they had like a Chinese lantern light show in the field of the whole winery. We vlogged it and filmed it and stuff. But anyway, we got back and then let's see what's going on. And our house had pretty crappy internet. It was okay, but it was kind of crappy. So, and all I had was the laptop, so I didn't bother signing in. I just decided to get in the chat and say, hey. But I see Bill stopped in from coast to coast. He manned the fort for a while, but you didn't show.
We had Tater was here last week, and Bill and didn't Uncle Bill show up for a while? I think he was in, and so we had a good group last week. Yes, go ahead, James.
You brought up crappy Wi-Fi we were at the other day. I just want to mention. I don't think a lot of people really comprehend what I know. The people in our chat here are so tech savvy. They all know this, but I'm just going to bring it up just as a matter of reference. I don't think a lot of people, and I'm going to generalize everywhere, they don't really understand Wi-Fi that much. I told you once before, I did a balancing of my network here. If you have multiple devices, multiple routers, maybe you have different for different VPNs and everything that you have. When you stack them, if you just let them do what they want, sometimes if you go into auto and you're supposed to find the best channel that they're supposed to be on and find the best power setting that they're supposed to be on, it is really better to do things manually yourself than to allow them to do it. Because what I did, and networking is my background, or it was before I retired. You'll go back and you'll look, and sometimes when you stack one channel or another, or the worst thing you can do is overlapping one channel on top of another. Quality of service, yeah. So when
six
when you do that, you're actually your own
6 and 11. I guess are best for 2.4.
That's true. Well, if you're doing 2.4, if you're doing 2.4,
they're pure channels, but
yeah. So I think a lot of people don't realize sometimes there's two things. It's allocating your frequencies in the most appropriate place to be so that they don't cause noise. It's noise is what they do. And a lot of people think, the stronger the signal I have, I'm going 100% on my transmit power and stuff like that. A lot of people don't realize even doing that in your own home network can actually be degrading your entire system.
I learned that.
Inside.
I learned that.
And so I will tell you,
I blasted my neighbors like that, and it just backfired on me because I had to move the access point out of this office because it was too powerful. It would screw up other things.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you what I did. What I would do right now, I'm on the 2.4 right now because 2.4 will travel further. The lower frequencies travel further than the higher frequencies. High frequencies you can do more data, but the high frequencies take more power to push to get from point A to
the
point
lower just like bass goes through walls easier than treble. It's the same thing. That's a low frequency, right? So low frequency, like AM, FM. AM is low frequency. It travels much better than FM, but FM has higher audio quality.
So do you notice? I don't know. I can only see from what I see right here. Well, actually, from behind me, I could probably see if I wanted to look. But have I been choppy? Has my audio been bad on this? Nope. So let me tell you the difference between today and previous days. Actually, my signal, if I go to look at my signal, I've only got 2 bars of signal right here. What I did was I balanced the transmit, and I have a site survey tool. I have several site survey tools that I use to go all around the house to see where the signal's the best, where I need to put routers and the transmit powers that I need on each one of these. Thank you. Good. So obviously what I did seems to be working. So believe it or not, I'm sitting out here right now inside the pavilion, and I'm double streaming plus whatever Ness is doing on the inside, because you can see back here, I've got you on this one right here. This is streaming through here. I've got you on this computer right here. I'm on a 2.4 with only 2 bars of service here right now, which what I did was I knocked it down from 100%. I'm probably somewhere between, I don't know how it's allocated because it's weird the way it says. It does one of these things, good, excellent. It doesn't have the numbers inside there. But what I did was I looked on the Mac. If you hit the option button and you click on your Wi-Fi connection in the top right-hand corner, it breaks everything down into like your RISI, your receive signal strength indicator, your noise indicator inside there. So I kept doing that. I kept dropping my power down one after another. And I let it stabilize, and I did a screen capture. And what I did was when I saw that I started degrading my signal because lack of strength, I put it right back up to the last one where it was good. And I'm I'm around 25 to probably 35% transmit power from that router to where we are right now. And I did that on every one of my devices inside the house. And it cleaned up so good. My resolution when we're streaming on AT&T direct stream, or we're watching Netflix or Hulu or whatever, it's so much clearer. The resolution is better on our TV in the back. My connections seem to be more stable inside here. So that's just the pointer for those of people who have the thought that more power means better signal. That's not the case. So balancing your network is really important, and it will really come important into play when you have neighbors that are right next to you, and hopefully your neighbors are just again. And you got to realize, when you crank up your power so very big, and if somebody really is into hacking and wants to get into your network, when you're sending it down 5 houses down the street, your strong
more power,
signal,
more people.
It's easier for them. Yeah, it's easier for them. So when you drop your power down, unless they pull up and you see some black car with all black tinted windows pull up in front of your house and they're trying to connect to your network or something, it's less of a chance you drop your vulnerability down just a little bit as well. So food for thought.
Interesting stuff.
Yeah.
If you like dark humor, check out Adult Wednesday Adam. Oh, he's hysterical. This gal dresses up like.
Is that on YouTube? What is it on?
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Hold on. I gotta write that down. Hold on. What is it? What do you call it?
Adult Wednesday Adam. like the Adams family.
Adult
3Ds.
Adult Wednesday Adams. That's what she said.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, I'll check that out.
And
I,
she looks just like the adult version of Wednesday.
oh,
And
okay. Okay.
oh, she is.
Is it
It's
her? Is
funny.
it really her? Is it her?
No, it's not.
Uh,
What's her name? Ricci, who played Wednesday in the movie version of the Adams Family. Yeah,
okay.
but
Oh, I see it. Can I put that in the
Um,
chat? Or is it safe to put that in the chat?
sure, go ahead.
There's
Go
the
ahead.
linky. There's the linky.
I'm all into humor.
She does look
can
like
never
Wednesday.
get
I
enough
didn't get to
humor
watch
in our
this
lives.
earlier.
I'm
Art
waiting
sent
for
me the link
Jim.
earlier.
I'm waiting for Jim to do another blooper reel. I've been waiting for that.
Oh,
The last
okay.
blooper
He
reel
just
was
had a-
hilarious.
He just did one of his normal releases.
Christina Ricci, that's who. And this gal
That's-
looks so much like her. I was watching an interview that she was doing on another YouTube channel. I guess when she was in middle school, she actually, because she lives in LA, she actually had people stopping her on the street saying, "Are you Wednesday?" And they thought she was Christina Ricci because she looked so much like her.
Was she doing anything? Is she? Is she doing?
I don't
movies
know
now? Is
if
she
Christina
in?
Ricci is doing
Yeah.
anything,
Bill
but
Rohn, my hero. My hero. In 2012, when this house was converted to FiOS, I pulled Cat 6 up into the attic and dropped it. Well, I mean, I brought it from the basement up to the first floor and then up into the attic and dropped it down in all the rooms on the second floor. Exactly. I don't care what someone says about Wi-Fi. Nothing beats hardwire.
Yep.
Ever.
Yep, that's what I've got on
Ever.
this guy.
Ever.
And I have cable internet,
Cat 5's
and
fine. Cat 5.
my
I did
wife,
6.
my box is out in the living room, so I've got cable that goes from my second bedroom, my studio, out into the living room. We got
I see
another
it. Yeah.
troll.
Oh, I see that. I see that. Don't forget to
So,
report. Don't forget to report it.
yeah, hit the report, folks.
It's reported. Let me kill it already.
Okay.
Where were we?
You're talking about pulling Cat 6
Squirrel.
cable.
Yeah, Bill was talking about Cat 5 is fine. I pulled Cat 6 just because it was like not much different price wise. It was almost like the same.
Yeah.
So
Most of the difference between each one of the cats is the way they did the windings on there, so that you reduce the amount of noise, and you're able to get higher data rates.
Yep.
So yeah, I did Cat 6 and I had all these. I figured out roughly the lengths I needed to go for my poles from the basement up to the different rooms. So I did all these different colors. I had a rainbow of cables show up, and I got the connectors on both ends. I was lazy.
Oh, okay.
So they all went from a gigabit switch in the basement. Now the rainbow goes up and goes over and through this one penetration that goes right up through the stairwell and into the attic.
Oh, you need that. You need to have a button. You push a button when he says that. Every time that he says that,
That was a Freudian slip, I guess. Well, anyway, that's how I pulled the wire up and dropped it down.
A spool of 50 feet of cable for me to hardwire this, because before that I was doing Wi-Fi, and if you watch some of my really early shows, you could tell I was using Wi-Fi because the bandwidth was so weak.
It's a lot better now. I just you can't beat hardwire still.
no.
The day will come when that changes, but right now maybe.
Well, unless you put a fiber connection from straight from your modem to your computer, because they have that now. You can go
we
fiber
have fiber.
to fiber.
We have fiber coming into the house. FiOS comes into the house, and that's where it stops. It stops at.
But what's it gonna do for you? And then it's gonna be depending on what your service provider's limitation is on whatever you're paying for your speed. So
the home fiber stuff, at least as far as I know, is like one single fiber in that sheath cable. It's one fiber, and it's more than enough.
That's all it is. That's
bandwidth.
it.
It's amazing.
That's all. Yeah.
But the sheathing makes it like, it looks like coax because it's like so well protected.
Well, not here, not here. It's like the sheathing. It's thick. It doesn't look anything like coax. I'm looking at it running across the street right now. It's above ground. They don't do
It's
anything.
about quarter inch. Then yours what?
No,
1/8
my
inch?
goodness,
1/8 inch?
no. Oh
Eighth?
no, the size of it's probably 3/16. The sheathing's about 3/16,
Really?
and then the fiber.
That's
the
like,
fiber is tiny on this. Yeah, it's very very small.
That's like Toslink cable then. When I'm thinking like, what I have Toslink cables down like for the home audio and stuff to bring the digital feed in a couple of devices.
Well, the sheath, the covering on Toslink much bigger than what I'm looking at from what they got run across. You can barely see it. It's so thin. It's like when they have people flying in the air and they have that cable and they have to try to hide that cable. It's kind of like what that looks like over there. But it's strong. It's very very strong. Whatever they use, the type of metal, because it's metal, some type of metal that doesn't stretch and will break the fiber inside.
Angel Hair Networking. All kinds of neat stuff in the chat. So we have crickets. Why do we have crickets?
I don't know.
No talking.
We were
There's no
talking about Adult
we-
Wednesday Adams, and
that was cool. And then we had air silence. That's a no.
I tell you what I was watching. We were talking about comedy, things that are funny. You got the links that places that you recommend. You know what I was watching last night? I was watching Gene Wilder. Remember, there's a blooper edition of Young Frankenstein.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yep.
I was watching that, and it's good. The quality of the video, the outtakes from Young Frankenstein.
It's gotta be hilarious.
It is. It's
yeah.
Marty Feldman. I got to tell you.
Oh my God, he's a
Just-
genius.
Just looking at his face and the eyes, and it's just like looking at him makes you want to laugh. He just gives you that feeling of
Igor.
Igor.
What hump?
What up?
Did your hump move? What hump? Remember the hump changed sides?
That's funny.
Well, you gotta check out Jeff Dunham. He's really funny. And
with the puppets.
I saw him in Las Vegas. Lori and I saw him in Las Vegas. He's fantastic.
Gabriel Iglesias is really funny.
In fact, he's on my shelf of shame.
Abby Normal. I love the brain section.
I kill you.
I kill you.
I kill you. I love this dude.
I got to perform with him a couple of times, which was really cool. This was
he's awesome.
way before Ahmed. This was
The dead
Walter
terrorist.
Peanut
Walter,
Jose Jalapeno.
Jose, yes, he had all those with him. When we saw him in Las Vegas, he had all those dudes with him. It was great.
Well, has he done a Netflix special lately? Because he did. He did. I think it was Netflix. He did.
He does a lot of YouTube stuff. He puts YouTube specials on frequently.
I gotta go.
I'm subscribed to him.
Does he have
It's
new
good
material?
stuff. Yeah, subscribe to him. It's good stuff.
Oh, I got it. I will definitely do that.
He's super cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Art, that's
Anyway,
really met him. He's a really nice guy. It seems like he'd be a really nice guy.
Well,
guys,
Lloyd's he does ventriloquism, so he's
I saw that because even when
part
he was
of
sick,
the ventriloquist group that they meet, and Jeff Dunham is part of that group. So
Cool.
I didn't know that until I saw it while he was sick and he was doing the stuff inside his bathrobe and everything like that. He was doing it with the with the puppet.
Old Joe,
and he's good. He's good.
Nice.
Yeah. So, hey guys,
Yep.
I gotta go. The reason I came in early, so I could get out early because normally you run until like 10 o'clock. Look at there. It's 9:30. So you've already been on an hour and a half already, and I came in early. So I'm gonna step down here. I had a good time, guys, and hopefully I get a chance to catch up with you guys next week too. And I'm gonna try you. Could you co-host Lloyd's? Are you gonna be co-hosting Lloyd?
Yeah, I'll be co-hosting Lloyd's on Mondays, which would be
Tuesday for me.
Morning.
Yep. Yeah. So I'll try popping. I will definitely try popping in. See you guys
All right, cool.
my Tuesday morning. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much, and everybody in the chat. It was good seeing everybody, and I'm out of here.
See you, James.
All right. Take care.
Cheers. Have a great weekend.
You too.
Yep.
Wow, he was in early and out early. He wasn't kidding.
Yeah, look at that.
Have it easy with a mask, man.
Yeah, but the problem is, then everything just starts sounding like that.
Probably have to put a microphone, like you put your lav, maybe clip.
Yeah, right
I don't know how you
underneath
do
the-
it. I don't know if you can or not. I had problems I had that problem when we were vlogging because the microphone, the mask I was using was too thick, and I had that. It was annoying.
Everybody sounds like Kenny from South Park.
You made that joke earlier, and it's true. Wasn't that on
Well,
Facebook? Somebody brought it up on
I'm
Facebook.
hard of hearing, and it really screws with me, especially at work when my boss is trying to talk to me, and I don't wear a mask because, hey, I say, hey, see my card? Yeah, I'm vaccinated and boosted. I'm good to go. And so she wears a mask because I think her youngest son did get the COVID. So she's like being careful that she's not spreading around. So she comes over and starts talking to me. And I'm like, oh. And then, or I'll be a smart ass and say, womp, 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 womp.
Womp, 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 womp,
Womp,
womp.
womp,
It's like the Peanuts with the trombone. Womp,
Yep.
womp, womp, womp.
Womp, womp, womp,
That's
womp,
a plunger. That's a plunger mic sound effect. That's what they
Yeah.
use, the plunger mic. My sister literally had a toilet plunger that she used as her plunger mic for her trombone in high school.
Oh,
You know,
yes. Yeah, I had a
wah,
friend
wah,
that,
wah, yeah.
yep, he would
Womp, womp,
use
womp,
that.
womp, womp. Yeah. It worked. Not,
Oh,
not
and the
pretty, but
cool
worked.
thing about trombone is you can make it sound like an air raid siren. You go.
Well, you gotta move the slide the other way, Art, to go up. Other way. Longer slide, lower frequency.
Oh.
There you go.
Yep.
Remember, it's all frequency, man. It's longer wavelengths. Anyway, but you're right, you can. Totally can. I cleaned out the trombone, but then I
Where's
never actually
Adrian?
played.
He usually pops in and says hi. But
He might, and then he'll jump off to his show and try to take all
Yep,
your viewers
yep.
with him.
In about 30 minutes, he'll be
He'll come in to
starting
grab.
my show, and that's when my numbers start going.
He's gonna steal all your viewers. That swine.
It's art.
I like
He's done
Adrian.
with all
I like Adrian.
the drawings. No more toffee now. Let's get the hell out of here.
He's been flying more.
Yep.
I need the I am gonna get grief from some people. That Mavic 3's
Oh,
been
I
sitting
got
on the shelf.
Two of
and-
my FPV drones all apart.
Did you get the new one
because-
built?
No, I'm still waiting for the main board to come in. The camera came, and I'm trying to solder that damn what is it, the 30 XT plug on the freestyle,
Yeah.
and they use like really heavy gauge wiring. I'm just having a hell of a time trying to
Can't get enough heat.
solder it onto the board.
Can't get enough heat because the pad's sensitive, and you have that great big piece of wire. Yeah.
Yep. So what I may do is I may just buy the plugs. I've got plenty of
Like the
wire.
pigtail.
I could just solder it on there, and I've got shrink.
Can you do a pigtail? So you could away from the board that's sensitive to the heat, you could pigtail in a smaller piece of wire.
I was
to the big
thinking about
wire, and
doing
then-
that.
I don't know. That's kind of
Maybe-
cobbed down. I'm not an expert. I'm just guessing if that would work. Thinking maybe that might, but
Hmm.
somebody in the
You know what, I might
chat
have to-
chime in.
I'd have to think about that. Where
John Coopy would
maybe I
know.
could cut that wire a little shorter, and I've got a ton of wire. I could just kind of, wrap it around it and You hand solder it and put heat shrink on it, and then have that thinner wiring.
John
That's a
Coopy
good
would
idea.
know. Ask John or anybody in the chat who's an FPV
Yeah.
regular would probably know. I don't do enough soldering.
Soldering. Yeah. You
Aluminium.
guys, when you were talking about your spark, I keep thinking about, how they call it the spark down in Australia. And while your buddy Keith would probably call it
Yeah,
spark.
the Australian and UK accent is very similar.
Hmm.
I do
There
miss
is a slight difference, though.
yes, but
Yeah.
I miss
Even with the Kiwis even have a slight difference.
I'm sorry, Bill. Bill distracted me. He's talking about trombone and how he hasn't picked it up since high school. And yeah, I actually took mine out of closet prison in 2001.
Hey, Johnny.
Johnny, how you doing, man? Yeah, my trombone came out of closet prison in 2001 because I was in the company band at
Came
this
out of
place
the
I worked
closet.
at.
Huh?
Came out of the closet. Yep. And then use it for 3 clam bakes in July while I was working there, and then it went back into the closet. And it came out last summer because remember James and I had this idea where we might actually break put like an internet thing together,
Right.
and then I never did get down to it. So maybe this summer. Anyway, yeah, Johnny's in the house, and like Uncle Bill's talking about trombones, and then we were talking about soldering, and
Soldering. Yeah.
then down under accents.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are similar though, aren't they? It's this it's almost like the UK has more of I don't know how it is, like a deeper, their accent is. How do you explain the difference? I know you know what I'm talking about. I can't figure out how to verbalize the difference.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a channel that I follow called Still It, and this guy is out of New Zealand, and he does brewing, and he does vodka, and he does spirit is what he makes. He makes whiskeys, and one of the things that he uses is a pot still, and I have one of those, which I use to distill my water,
Yeah.
my CPAP machine.
Okay. Yep.
So I'm thinking about getting, the stuff to make, alcohol, and I could use the still to add, flavoring to it and make different kinds of whiskey or vodka. But I experimented once. I took a big bottle of Mogan David, and it's like 12%. I thought, I could run this through still, and maybe I could bump it up to
Kick it up.
higher. It would take me forever to do that because I would have to
Got boil it off.
restill it and restill it. And,
That's how they work, though. Like they take it up like these stacks, right? That's how a distillery works. You take it up like the stacks
Well,
to condense
there's
it.
two different kinds. There's the pot still, and then there's the reflux still. Now the reflux.
Ooh, you know
still,
more than I
you
do
can
about
really,
distilling. Yeah, you know more than I do about this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is more because what it does is it evaporates, and it's got these coils that have fins on them that cools down the vapor, and then it goes through and
Collects
distills it that way. Because what it does is it takes
Walks
out all
down.
the minerals
It must
in
be
the
spiraled
water.
then. Are those fins
Yeah.
spiraled? So
Yeah.
so
Mhm.
basically they'll follow the spirals back down.
Yeah, and then
Cool.
it comes out a little spout and drips. So the trick is to make a mash that has a lot of sugar in it. And that's how you get the higher alcohol content. And with wine, you just can't do that unless you pour a
Bochart.
shitload of sugar in.
Freaking
Yep.
Bochart. Sorry, trombone. Oh, Bill Rohn said something about his he said something about rust. I don't know if he's referring to the trombone, but dude, they're made out of brass, so like it's
Yeah.
probably if anything it turned green, but it probably didn't like rot out. I guess it could.
So I could get one of those little kits where I could do a smaller batch, because
Yeah.
this still will do a gallon,
It's a
and
lot. That's a lot.
I could get what's called liquid malt extract, and I could just distill it. And that's what they use to make beer with, and they have it in different, from pilsner all the way up to dark beer.
Yeah, you get your different malts, get the different flavor profiles and stuff.
Right. I could do that. Or if I wanted to make corn whiskey, I could use corn syrup. Just put a boatload of that in there, and get the yeast and the enzymes and get that working. And in about a week, I could probably get close to 45% alcohol, which would be about 85 to 90% proof, you know. And yeah, I can make some interesting stuff. And then that brownie mix came in a big mason jar, so I could put, if I make a batch, I could put in that and put it away out of the sun and let it kind of, age for a while.
I was in the liquor store today picking up some wine, and I went over and looked at the Scotch shelf.
Ooh.
Yeah, expensive. The good stuff is.
Some of it can be pretty darn expensive.
Yeah, so
We
like I
have
did.
a distillery here called Stranahan's here in Denver, and that's pretty, you know, premium stuff there. And then there's
Yeah,
Tin Cup is another one made here,
I was looking.
and
I was looking at the stuff from Scotland. I was thinking,
oh,
wow, it's like twice what we paid. And then I thought about the airfare and what we spent to go over there. I'm thinking, actually, it's pretty cheap. Maybe it's just cheaper just to go to the liquor store. Because if that's the only reason we had gone to Scotland was to buy a few bottles of scotch, yeah, it ain't a very good value.
try the peanut butter whiskey.
Oh,
It's
I
called
have
Screwball. Oh
Screwball.
God, that
There are
was
a few
good.
of them like that. Hey, Greg. There are a few of them like that that are flavored whiskeys. I picked up some peppermint, but I
Ooh.
tried it was nice for Christmas. I tried there was like a
Oh, they've got apple, they've got cinnamon, they've got
this one was like fireball
blueberry.
kind. It was like a fireball
Oh
kind of
yeah.
thing. Yeah, it was pretty good.
Oh,
It was really good.
Goldschlager is another one.
Goldschlager is
That's where
something
they
else.
have little bits of
Specks of
gold
gold.
in it. Yeah.
Yeah, Goldschlager.
Peach. Yeah, peach. Yeah. I used to
Yes.
get peach schnapps and make fuzzy navel.
Uncle Bill is drinking Screwball as we speak or type.
Mm-hmm.
Pour some and pass it through the wires, dude. Share. My water glass is almost empty. Wait. What? What's Mike B saying? The Drone Ranger / Troll Crusher? He's our Troll Crusher.
Oh yeah, you're thinking Rumplemints. Oh God, that used to be my favorite for a long time, and I had a lot of hangovers from that.
Maple
Now
bourbon
I've
whiskey.
grown up. I've grown up to whiskey now. Oh, you'll like it, Charles. you'll like Screwball. That's what Uncle Bill has been sipping on for a
Nipping
while.
on for a while during the show. He must be pretty
Well,
happy now.
last week when I had my birthday party over at the club, I had Screwball on ice. Boy, that was good.
I
And
haven't.
I didn't have to pay for any alcohol that night.
Nice. That's a win right there. We haven't opened up our whiskey from or a scotch from
Ooh,
Scotland yet. It's still stored
right,
upright,
there you go.
stored upright in a cool, dark
You-
place.
right. Do you
Cause
know what
it'll
proof
tear
it
up the
is?
cork.
It's like 80
Um,
proof or 85 proof.
they are the two we brought back. I think are both 11-year. Um, I don't know the proof. 80 something,
Okay,
85 ish.
right.
That's a vlog coming up. We have
Another,
another distillery vlog coming up.
if
Me
you
and
like
Crackers.
high
Not
octane
yet, but soon.
whiskey, get Knob Creek 100.
Knob Creek 100.
Yep.
Jesus,
They've got a rye
50%.
whiskey that's 100, and I
God,
think
that's 50,
uh
50%
eight,
alcohol. Jesus, run your car on that stuff.
yeah, pretty much.
God, can you? It burns, right? Will that burn? I think we talked about this
After
before.
a while,
Remember?
you're like,
Yeah, it burns going down. I bought 120 proof
ooh,
rum when we were in the
ooh,
Caribbean,
mm,
and that stuff was just even mixed with like Coca-Cola. It was just
yeah,
burn. And there was a red
hmm,
label on it that said it was flammable. I don't think we were even supposed to carry it on an aircraft.
yeah, yep.
So probably could fuel the aircraft. Just dump it in with the jet fuel and fly the plane if it ran low on fuel. Put some of this shit in there, it'd be fine. Too much gas for him. Oh, you snob. I'm kidding. That's awesome.
Well, and I've tried Wild Turkey 101. That not too bad. Kind of a varnish taste to it. That's I don't. And then there's Evan Williams. That's cheap whiskey.
I'm gonna look up. I'm gonna
They've
look up
got a
the
100 proof, and that wasn't too bad. And that's why I cut that wine that I distilled. I cut it with that, and that kind of brought it down to probably 70 proof when I did that. It
um
wasn't too bad.
I just
And then
looked
I
up the
cut it with some of that Screwball, and I go, "Ooh, that's not bad," because that wine wasn't great. It was blackberry,
ooh,
so
blackberry.
it kind of tasted like a peanut butter and jelly. You
Ooh,
know,
that sounds
that
funky.
yeah,
Bill's right. Bill's right. I just looked up the Talisker that we brought home, and it was 45.5%. So it's like what 91 proof.
45 and a half. Yeah, that'd be it. Yeah,
So like
46. Yeah.
so Bill's right. He said he guessed like
Hmm.
86 or 90 probably, and he's right on the money. Bill, you're an expert, man.
Hmm.
Yeah. The other
Yeah.
one I don't know what
Oh,
it is.
Evan
The other one
Williams.
was yeah. Inexpensive, relatively speaking, I think is what Bill's saying.
That's
Well,
what my
like you
dad
just
used
called
to
out.
drink. A lot.
Yeah, your dad drank a lot of that.
Yeah,
You had a nice tribute to your dad on Facebook. That was
yeah,
cool.
yeah. That's right. Today was 17 years ago. He
Jeez,
passed
man.
away.
Sucks. Sorry. But I mean, I know it's yeah.
I can't believe it's been that long.
It's
It still feels like it was
yesterday.
a year ago or something.
Yeah. Well, time does that with a lot of stuff.
Hmm.
It's just like on my 15-year award where I'm working, I'm like, really? For real? Where the hell did that go? And then you look forward, you're like 15 years out. No, no. Better not go that fast. No.
Well, 2020 was 25 years at the same company, and they sold the company because if they, at the end of 2020, I would have gotten a $1,500 bonus because they did that every 5 years. It went up $250, and so I would have gotten it. I'm like, they sold it. I didn't get anything. But this year, with
All
the
because
new
of you.
company, I got $310 bonus this year, which was nice.
Hello,
And-
love my drones.
Hey, Mr. Ed, welcome.
Yeah. Shame on me for not welcoming everybody that way. Just certain. I happen to look over at the chat, and sometimes someone will pop in like, "Hey." It's luck of the draw with me. I'm not good. Luck of the draw. Yeah, squirreled. I squirreled. What? Yeah. Where did Bill go anyway? Speaking of squirreling, he loves using that term.
Yeah. Well, you know who was doing that before Bill was Lloyd.
Oh, really?
Good. Because he had an animated squirrel that would run across,
Run across the screen?
Yep.
That's awesome. We Billy Kyle was on Coast to Coast while on Drone Therapy
Yes,
last
that's
week.
right.
That's pretty cool.
I gotta get Billy on this show.
He's a
One of
great
these-
guy.
Yeah, he is.
He's a
I
really
met
good
him
guy.
in Florida last
That's
year.
right. You did. And he had didn't he have he had one of the new drones with him? Allegedly. Was an Air 2S or something.
He might have had the FPV drone. There were a couple
Maybe it was
guys
the
that had.
FPV drone, yeah. Well, anyway,
Well,
yeah, he was
one of the FPV, the DJI FPV drones took a drink in the
yes,
causeway.
Was it
Mark Fisher
Mark
fished it
Fisher
out.
fished it out. Right.
Yep.
Yes. To that matter, I forgot to ask Billy. Anybody in the chat with an RC Pro? Anybody? Anyone? No, not all the fingerprints on mine, but I can't get mine to connect on 5.8 gig. It only connects on 2.4.
Ooh.
Now, you have the smart controller, Art, so you know that it will connect on a 5.8 network.
Hey, Sean.
I got a fuzzle there.
World of Oz.
Ooh, Sean Oz. Nice. Hey, Sean. Anyway, this thing, the old smart controller connects on.
That's right, Sean.
What do you say?
He wasn't involved in syncing that one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He's buried him in the snow before. He had one going a big snow one on top of a mountain in Colorado, right? Didn't he put one?
Yeah. Oh, Matt. Matt's 420. Matt's here 420. Welcome.
Maxie in the house. I just wanted to know if anybody managed to get the new RC Pro to connect to a 5.8 gig network, because I've tried and tried. I've been patient. The old smart controller took a while, but it would eventually find the network and let you connect. And I tried setting up a static IP and all kinds of stuff to get it to connect, and it just refuses. Yeah, it did survive. I remember that, John. That's cool. It survived the frickin' burying it in the snow.
I gotta figure out how to do a live stream with the smart controller.
I think the smart controller has a microphone in it, doesn't it?
Yep. Yes, it does.
The RC Pro does not.
Ooh.
As far as I can tell, it does not. This RC Pro is not everything the smart controller was. Why does DJI do that?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's lacking. I'm just curious because the microphone is cool, because when you record like the cache stuff, you get audio because it'll record the audio from the Android.
What you're doing on the drone, and
you'll hear it. You'll hear if the drone's close, you'll hear the zzz, but you'll hear all the sounds around. in the
Right.
feed of your cache recording anyway, and it is kind of useful.
Yep.
Sometimes the audio feed's good enough. You can use it as an audio feed. You can put the two together in your video and make use of it. It's nice to have that background sound. Anyway, what's this about? What Brent raised? They advised to use an external mic with the RC Pro. Yeah, because they cheaped it out of there. There's no reason not to put a condenser mic in there. Come on. I guess a Bluetooth mic would work.
Well, with the
I wonder if the Rode would work. The Rode Wireless Go
Heart
might work.
controller, I do have YouTube on it, and there's a way where I could turn my phone into
Hotspot.
hotspot,
I've
and
done
I
that.
could do the internet, and I could do it through that. And I've just been having a hell of a time because I would set up the RMTP, and then in the smart controller, you gotta go through all that crap. You gotta give it the address, and then give it and it's like, why isn't it connecting?
I kind of cheated and I set up my phone to broadcast the same radio station as my home network because I figured the only time I use it as a hotspot is when I'm not home. So then I turned the phone on, and then the smart controller would just pick it up. It's like, boop, oh, hi, I'm home. But it was just the internet feed. It worked great. So that's how I did mine. It had the same Wi-Fi password and everything. It's all the same. But darn it all, this new one, this RC Pro won't connect on 5.8 gig, and usually it doesn't matter. But when you're downloading apps and stuff, it's a lot faster with 5.8 than 2.4.
Right.
So it's kind of annoying. I don't know if it's just they left it out, or if they just maybe firmware can. Maybe the radio is in there, but firmware hasn't made it, it available yet. Damn you, DJI! Damn you! Damn you!
Damn you!
Damn you, DJI! Damn you! Why do they do that stuff? I don't get it. 2 degrees. Where's it 2 degrees? It's 5 here.
Oh, he's up in Vermont.
Well, it's 5 here right now. So he's got him by 3.
Well, you guys are getting pounded by snow, especially on the coast.
Not. The nor'easter's
because
roaring
you're
up
not
the coast.
getting the nor'easter. That's what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
The nor'easter is the winter hurricane is coming up the coast just like a summer hurricane would, and it's clobbering them. But where I am, I'm far enough west of the coast that nothing. We've been bumped by them before though.
24 degrees in Dillon.
That's shorts weather, huh, Sean? So like when we get nor'easter zone, normally what they do is they crank up the lake effect machine when they go by because they're swirling because they do the spinny lefty. They do the spinny. So when they go up the coast, they go and they suck the cold air across the lake, and it comes across us and buries us after.
Right.
So we'll get lake effect afterwards, probably.
Right.
Thank you, Canada. Jim Beauchart. Damn you, Jim Beauchart. I'm kidding. Canada. Kidding. Just kidding. We actually need
Sean,
some snow.
I'm sending you a link if you'd like to pop in for a bit.
It'd be cool if he
And
came
chill.
in. Is he flying a Mavic 3 at all? I think he didn't he go up to Alaska and fly a Mavic 3 with
Oh, Jake
yes.
Sloan.
Didn't he go up there and they had all kinds of issues with the damn thing?
I don't think
Oh,
he
I hope
went up
Sean comes in.
there
I swear,
yet.
'cause there was a whole video on it. It was a fun
Right.
video to watch. It was a while ago. It was back when I was trying not to pay attention that Mavic 3 existed because I knew it wasn't quite finished and I didn't want to get sucked into it.
Right.
But I did anyway. But I mean, I was trying to avoid it then.
Oh, we
Oh,
got another
one.
another one.
It's gonna nuke it.
There we go.
Have a nice day. Hidden,
All
timed
right.
out, and
Thanks,
reported.
guys.
We got
Hey,
the trifecta
Jim's-
of punishment going.
Jim, you are now Jim Beauchart. You are now blue.
I'm just a kidding.
Matt,
Sorry, Jim.
you are now blue.
I'm really kidding. I have a lot of fun when back in the before days when Lori and I used to go to Canada a lot across the border when it was no big deal. We'd always say, you know, we're sorry we're such crappy neighbors to you guys. And I always got a laugh out of them. So, oh God, yeah. No, I love Canada. Canada's cool.
Well, thanks, Gary. Yep. So I must be getting popular. All the trolls are coming out.
Yep.
Instead of leaving me thumbs down, they're just trolling.
Art wants to be popular.
I'm popular.
Like from Wicked. Good thing I'm so far off key you can't get a copyright strike for that.
Yeah, there you go.
See if I could actually hold a tune, it'd be a problem. No worries though. No worries at all.
And if you like this content and you want to drop a few coins into Super
Fountain?
Chat, that would be
Arts.
greatly appreciated. And then I'd give you a cashier's
You
cash
can
register.
Put a few coins in Art's fountain.
Yeah.
2 coins in a fountain.
Drop
Was
me
wasn't that Steve Martin sang that song in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles or something. Remember they're on the bus and they're trying to start singing a song. Do you remember that scene? You don't remember that scene? Well, that's when John Candy broke out in the Flintstones. Flintstones, meet everybody in the bus was singing Flintstones. Forget it. Yeah, it's a good moment. Sorry. You can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish.
Name the Macaulay Culkin worked with John Candy. Name the 2 shows or movies that they worked in.
One is Uncle Buck.
Thank you, Bill.
Crap, because Uncle Buck was one of my favorites. In fact, I own that movie. I can't.
Home Alone.
Oh. And that's
remember
that's
when
the bigger one too.
Kevin's mom was in that van?
John Candy.
John Candy was
Holy crap.
Yeah.
And that was the bigger movie too, but Uncle Buck came out in like August. It was one of those late summer kind of pop boiler movies, but it was just so funny. it was the girlfriend's boyfriend's name was Bug or something. What's your last
Bug.
name? Spray. That's so loaded with one-liners.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a great. I love it when he walks into the boys' room because he had to pee, and they're playing Tone Loc.
Speaking of little boys' room, here's Sean Oz. Welcome to the show, Sean.
What's up, gentlemen?
You're half the man you used to be.
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
Oh, yeah. I've lost a shit ton of weight.
You're doing great.
Yeah,
man.
you look good. You got rid of the jowls and that second chin.
I think I'm like 35 pounds down in like a matter of a month and a half, 2 months.
Christ, I did that 2 years ago, and that's all back. But yeah, you're doing great.
I loved your high school photo with your big hair. Oh God.
Yeah, I've actually been debating on doing some hair transplants. Been looking into it.
Well, if you listen to KNUS, Michael Brown, he does ads for the hair restoration treatment.
Hey, I figure why not? Girls are getting fake boobs. Why can't I get hair if I want to?
Well, it is real hair, right? If you're like me, get enough on your back and shit, just move it on out where it's useful.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. In 2 weeks, I got a guest artist coming out. I'm getting my sleeve done, so I'll be all tattooed. Lots of changes.
I thought you were getting rid of some tattoos.
Yeah, lasered this one here. I got
yeah.
Laser to get it lighter so we can cover it up easier.
Oh, okay. That's what. Okay. So you're going the Ken Heron route. You want to be cool, like him.
Must be.
I was cool way before Ken was. I actually
Yeah.
do it for a living. He just gets them.
Cool before Ken. Yes.
Yeah, so
Oh,
sorry
man.
I haven't done live streams. For those who used to come and watch my live streams, last few months of my life have just been just
Little
blah.
upset, upside down.
Oh, yeah, you don't even want to know. I don't want to get into it, but it's been crazy.
It's all right. I had my upside down period in September.
Yeah, I started vaping. It got so bad. I didn't want to start smoking again, so I started this. Keeps you from snacking. And I did a little research. You might like this, Art. But, in 2019, over 480,000 people died from cigarettes, like from smoking or secondhand smoke. And in 2019, only 61 died from vaping, even though you hear all the stuff about how bad these are.
There are a lot of unsubstantiated claims that I'll say that because I don't have any medical evidence or scientific evidence that says vaping is really bad. But yeah, there's all these things that are
Getting
out there
hit
saying
with the
it's so
trolls
horrible.
today.
Oh yeah, another one.
Yep.
And on top of it, I don't remember
Upside down
what
period.
2019 the deaths of COVID were from 2019, but it was around the same as cigarettes or a little less, I think. And I found that very interesting because we hear that publicly pushed out by the government, like do your vaccines, be safe, do all this other stuff. Why other countries are just calling it a flu, right? But you hear no government people trying to get rid of cigarettes, even though there's years upon years upon years of it just killing people.
Yep.
So it's a little fishy. Follow the money, right?
Follow the money. You just nailed it. Follow the money because there's money in vaccination too.
That there is, and the government doesn't get that money directly. The companies do, but the government
They're
Congratulations,
getting
Lloyd.
plenty. Oh yeah, it rains back down on them.
Oh, yeah.
We know how the system.
And that is exactly why you see these being pushed is so bad, because the lobbyists and the money coming in from the cigarette companies to try to make these seem like a bad alternative to smoking.
Sean,
Tomorrow?
did you hear the Denver City Council tried to outlaw vape?
Really?
Is it?
Mike.
Yeah, they wanted to make it illegal to sell flavored cigarettes. So that would have been menthol cigarettes and vaping products. But luckily, the mayor vetoed it
Yeah, that's
because
surprising.
they would have just gone over to Aurora. The kids would have gone to Aurora to get it.
I'll tell you, this has kept me from buying candy. Like I used to have a candy problem. Maybe that's why I've dropped so much weight. Who knows? So I would fucking buy candy and just like when I'm bored.
That's part of it. Part of it.
And
probably.
now I'm
beer is
doing this.
beer's my problem.
Beer, yeah, I've never been much of a drinker unless
bread.
it's social.
Yeah, it's liquid bread.
I got a 6-pack that's been in my fridge for like 3 months.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you're like, I'm on the way.
No, I meant well, it could be, but I mean, no, it's more like if IPAs don't hold up much longer than that, they start to lose their
didn't know that. It's just shock top.
the
So
hops.
whatever shock top.
top's probably pretty durable. It's more of a it's those great big hoppy IPAs. The hops
Gotcha.
start to lose their kick over time, and I guess the rumor is it's like 3 months. I think. But
Gotcha. And another reason I haven't been posting videos online, for anyone wondering, I mean, I've posted a couple here and there. I've been taking a Casey Neistat film class, so I've been just focusing on that for the month.
I saw him pushing that. How's that
Yeah.
going?
It turns out he edits exactly the way I do.
Nice.
So
Good.
I haven't learned anything new, but I have had confirmation that I'm on the right path.
Okay.
And he's story driven, similar to a lot of the older videos I used to make. I sort of stopped pushing the story content so much, but it's reminding me to get back to my roots.
Yeah,
and
stories
try
are
to-
stories.
they're king.
It's hard to do stories, but that's what keeps people latched onto you for the whole video.
It is. It's more time consuming, and I've got an apprentice now at the shop, so I've been focusing on the shop a lot and just trying to get my life sort of back in order. And
Very
it's
good.
making me think that maybe it's time to actually at least once a week or every other week to make a video, my own reality sort of show about the shop.
There you go.
That'd be cool. Yeah,
That'd be
probably do really well, Sean. And then yeah.
So that's what I've been up to. And I'm also
That's cool.
repainting. And this little studio you see here, I've got if you can tell what game that is, but I got a new one in there. It's not just Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man. Tron.
Cool.
Well, and
Oh,
we're
I
gonna
see
be
Grogu back. Is that Grogu back there? Blue Grogu?
it is.
Nice.
It is. And so this little studio, now that I live alone and the family's all gone, I'm taking the master bedroom, putting it into one of the smaller rooms, repainting the master bedroom, doing some art on the walls and stuff. And I'm going to move this studio into the master bedroom, which has a sliding door that goes outside where the grill is, as well as hopefully in the summer we'll be installing a hot tub.
Ooh.
So
oh, nice.
making basically
Nice.
a cool hangout studio game room combination
Mhm.
barbecue area
Mhm.
with a hot tub. And to answer Uncle Bill's question, I am still doing the mattress thing. I am
Asterisk?
going mattress, sorry. And I'm trying different mattresses. The mattress I'm with now, Bill, 90% of my back pain has disappeared.
Oh, that's
So I'm still going to go through 3 more mattresses. And if it comes back, then I'm going to write down this one and rebuy this one.
okay.
Yeah. Lori and I got
So
a new
you're the
mattress a year
princess
ago,
and the
and-
pea.
Dude, my lower back has been so bad for a while, for like over a year
Yeah.
or 2 now. And it
You,
still
and you
comes
had back
so much
surgery
better.
about a year ago,
I
didn't you?
didn't have surgery, but I did go into the ER when Ed Rickard came out. I fell snowboarding and hurt it even worse. And in the middle of the night, I'm like in the kitchen and Ed's on the couch editing, and I bent over and just locked and like fell over because I was like, I think I broke something. There's something has to be broke. Turned out it was just crazy inflamed from the fall, but it was
Right.
pretty trippy. did
Check
have-
out Inamax mattress.
Right now, I'm with one called Wink Bed,
Oh,
which is an online mattress. And then I still have to try one of their other ones. I'm going to try the Purple 3, and I'm going to go crazy and do the high-end $4,000 memory foam mattress too. All of them have return policies, but if
Right.
one
Oh,
makes
cool.
it better than this one, even if it's $4,000, I'll keep that damn thing.
mhm.
We
Because they
did.
usually have like 0% APR, and you can just pay it little by little.
I'm trying to remember the name of
Yep,
ours.
they got those here in Colorado.
What's that?
Oh, and plus they have CBD oil, so you can get the tinctures and all that stuff. That might be something to look into as well.
Actually, my apprentice works at a one of the marijuana stores, and she brings me bags full of gummies that are without the THC. They're the whatever the other stuff is. I don't like the way I feel on pot.
CBD?
So. CBD, yeah. So she works at the
CBD,
CBD store and brings me all these CBD gummies.
Try saying that a bunch of times fast.
Yeah.
Like a sobriety test.
I am just not, that's weed. When weed went legal here, it was a plus and minus for me because I don't actually like weed. It makes me, I get vertigo and spin and get the sweats and then throw up. So that's no fun.
That's not
So, it made all the
makes
properties
me
go up.
stupid.
It makes a
I
lot of
just,
people stupid, Art.
Yeah.
I
So,
hate,
yeah, that's it.
I
That's
hate
my-
it the way I feel.
And yeah, I'm sorry I didn't make it to your birthday. I had it on my calendar. Let me prove to you I was trying to come
Right.
here.
Right.
So you don't think I
I
was just
understand you. Your calendar is full.
He's a
and
busy boy.
Look.
You got clients. Yep.
I'm trying to focus that shit.
So
Arts.
it's trying to focus. There it goes. There it goes.
Oh,
Look,
there we go.
Art's
Art's
birthday.
bidet.
Bidet. Ooh, Art, do you have a bidet?
Well, yeah, I was
Ooh.
trying, but I didn't get out of work until like 10 o'clock, and then I had to bring the dog.
Yeah. By
And
the
I got
time
home
you got
at
down
10:30.
here, the band
almost
would
midnight.
probably be packing it up.
Mike Roach says he just gets mellowed out. I get horny.
Yeah, that would be X. X does that. Uncle Bill, no, I have not tried the Tufted needle. I looked at it and decided to go other routes instead.
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
only so many mattresses I can take, or this video is going to take 2 years because you got to like sleep on them for a couple months to actually. Because this one, the Wink bed I have now, the first night, my pain was severe. And I was like, I called them up the next day. I was like, I think I'm going to return it already. And they were like, well, we have a month thing. You got to wait. And I guess it expanded more and toughened up. And now it's been pretty good, except that it causes pressure points because it is not like memory foam or the purple material.
Our memory foam mattress is well, it's a Sealy and it's like, what is it, copper plush or something. But it's like what a difference from having a coil mattress that was way overdue being replaced up to last year. My God, man, Sean, it's so different. And like, but it almost seems, sometimes it seems too firm, and other times it seems like it's fine. It's like you sink down into it. Memory foam's weird.
So I started out this journey when Gina moved away. I bought the top of the line, super soft memory foam Tempur-Pedic, and it was like $4,000. And I was like, oh, in the store it felt great. Kept it for as long as I could, and I ended up sinking in unevenly. I guess the way my fat ass is built. I was also a lot heavier when I started this journey too. You got to think I was
True, yeah, you've changed
195 pounds, and I'm down to like 167 now.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that is going to make the mattresses feel different too.
Yeah.
But the Tempur-Pedic was awesome, but it was too soft in my hip area and not letting me sink enough my shoulders. So I was like sleeping where if this is my ass.
Oh, you were bottom heavy.
It's kind of skewing you.
Oh yeah, and it was so painful because I'm a side sleeper. Side to like front side.
And they talk about that too when you pick out, you've seen all this, and like they talk about the mattresses and what works for like your sleeping style and stuff. Yeah, it's crazy. The engineering is crazy now.
I deep dove into hundreds of different YouTube videos to try to find the right mattress, and I'm still working.
To ArtCo
Sleep Solutions.
Comfort
right.
Show.
Sleep Solutions.
Oh, the movie you were talking about, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Is that what you were looking for? With John Candy and Steve Martin?
Well, we were talking about
Planes,
the
Trains,
movies
and
that John Candy and Macaulay Culkin.
Oh, okay.
No, but they just made me think of that line from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles when
those aren't
pillows.
Yes.
Yes. I was thinking about Mike Roach Media wrote, and it's kind of applicable, but no, Mike, it's safe. It's only when I'm around chicks that it happens, so it's okay. Anyway, Sean, did you work with Jake Sloan and like do the Mavic 3 testing?
I have not made it to Alaska yet.
Who the hell was he with? I thought it was you.
No, it wasn't me. I was talking to him about bringing the snowboard. And you know those ice caves he goes through? Yeah. I found a video where someone snowboards through one and they're followed by an FPV drone. I was like, we need to go make that.
That'd be badass.
So eventually I'm going to get up to Alaska. I'm trying to get the shop so it can stay open and I can start making
I would
those
like
trips.
to do that.
I'm going to get the passport, and possibly sometime this summer, if I can figure it out and the shop can stay open, I might go to Europe for like 3 weeks or something.
There you go.
So I'm trying.
I was thinking about going to Iceland because, boy, it's cheap to fly up to Iceland from here.
It is?
Yeah, it's like $500.
Lori and I are looking into Iceland.
That's interesting because I'm going to Vegas at the end of March, and right now plane tickets are $480 to Vegas, and usually they're $99 round trip.
Yeah,
so I don't know what's going on with that.
Like, I know when we went to Scotland, it was like an arm and a leg, and your firstborn, secondborn, it was expensive.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking if I go to Vegas,
of course we flew, business class.
Well, of course.
Well, no, it was first time ever, but now we're kind of like, how do we do this again? But cheaper.
Yeah, I'd like to do that. I want to go to Rome.
That'd be awesome.
Paris. I want to do Denmark and go see Tech Drone Media, Henrik from Tech Drone Media.
Oh, Henrik, yeah.
If I'm that close, I got to go see the guy. Mm-hmm. And of course, one of these days, I'd like to.
Steve Sutton, he's out of Helsinki. He's the flyby guys.
Gotcha. I love Steve. He's a cool dude.
Yeah, I haven't
he was on the show last week. Yeah.
Like during this time, like the last month or two, where you guys have sort of seen me missing in action, I haven't even been watching people on YouTube. Like I've been actually watching regular TV.
Oh, don't say that. That's
there's a lot of good shows on right now, right?
Not regular TV.
Yeah, the Boba Fett show's on. There's one called Peacemaker, which is hilarious on HBO Max.
I watched one Boba Fett and I haven't gone back. I got through the second one halfway and I turned it off. I don't know. I'm
just a huge Boba Fett fan, so I gotta make it.
Cool. That's cool. I struggled.
You know what I started watching last night was Interstellar. Talk about slow moving.
Oh, that's a movie, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the one with McConaughey.
Okay, yeah, and then I've seen the Ghostbusters movie, which was
Yeah.
really
Oh, I
good.
want to see that. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, we haven't seen
what's
that
his
yet.
name? Was it Ivan Reitman? Is that who used to
It was his
be in it?
kid, right? It was his,
Yeah,
his
well,
kid produced it.
it might have been, but it was really well done because he passed away and he was one of the Ghostbusters. And
Yep.
I don't want to give it away, but like the end, it's like it gets your feels, right? Like they bring it in back to him. And
They
it's
brought him
really
back.
cool.
Yeah, they like
Yeah.
CGI'd him or some shit.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
it
just
was-
ruined it for everybody who hadn't seen
Well,
it.
I mean, I got room for me, so screw everybody. Anyway, but yeah, my buddy accidentally told me that, and I was like, "What? You
Yeah,
didn't tell me
no,
that
it was
shit."
really, really cool. And then, of course, the
Hey,
new
Jeff.
Spider-Man movie.
Which
If
one?
you, the new Spider-Man movie.
No, that
the
I'm not
way
going
it-
to talk about. That was great. Yeah.
Oh
that
my
was
God,
awesome.
the way it brought in.
I know it was epic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you need to
and
see it.
I heard none of that was shown in the previews. Like they
None
kept
of
it a
No,
secret,
they kept it
Yeah,
a
that
secret.
was-
People
that was-
thought, but there was no confirmation until the day it came out.
and it was great. I mean, like, I want to say it, but I can't. But yeah,
Well, now
my favorite.
they're actually taking some of the old Spider-Man, like Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire,
Yeah,
and there's talks of now making 3 different Spider-Man movies going on at the same time.
See,
like
you just
Tobey
kinda
Maguire
said it
would
without
be-
saying it. Everybody knows.
To-
Everybody
Toby-
knows.
Tobey
But,
Maguire would be like the old Spider-Man if you ever saw the cartoon The Spider-Verse, where he's like in the sweatpants.
He's
and has the beer
awesome,
belly.
man. The guy's
Yeah.
awesome.
It was such a cool. I mean, there was parts in it that were needed, but for it being as long as it was and the way that they put it together and kept it a secret, they knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, it did have some slow spots. I mean, it would drag, on and off, but it was engaging enough to keep you
Yeah.
there. And yeah, but that was a really cool. He got stabbed. That's not the first time I've been stabbed.
Yeah, right, right. And besides
So
that,
good.
just as far as drones go, I don't have anything new. I still haven't got the Mavic 3. I decided I'm not going to. It's just not worth the money for me.
Good job.
You're stronger than me. I broke down and did it and went in deep, but the GPS is the only thing that really remains completely like disappointing. The rest of it is okay now. As far as
From going forward from this point, I might just buy the minis and that's it. Like
I know, and the Mini. This is the Mini 2, of course, but the Mini 3 is rumored to be out in a couple of months, and the only thing it lacks, Sean, if it had stronger motors and could pull through the air better.
I mean,
I don't
mine
care. I
handles-
don't care if it wobbles around like it's gonna flip out of the sky. As long as the gimbal can keep up with it, I'm fine.
My Mini 2 has handled like 50-mile-per-hour wind, so
That's amazing. I'm afraid. Made me feel bad. I had this thing in Scotland. I was afraid to fly it in that stuff. You're telling me that
you need to go. I've got 2 videos where it's handling winds like you wouldn't believe. Like
in
the
sport
wind's just
mode?
blowing
In
all the
sport
snow
mode?
right off the top of the mountain peaks, and I'm like right up there with it.
So sport mode, and then
Nope, regular mode.
no kidding. Okay.
Nope.
Well,
Because in sport mode, I find the gimbal jumps around a little bit, so I usually don't use it. But I always make sure to fly into the wind first.
yeah. So it pushes
when
you
I-
home.
A mile per hour like that, yeah, I can get home in
Mhm.
seconds. You know?
Yeah.
Right. Very-
I
very
watched my my Mavic Pro years ago when I had it. It was brand new. It went into Addy mode and was about 100 feet above me, and then the wind just carried it. 25-mile-per-hour winds. It's just
Well, you guys remember when the Phantom 1 through 3 came out? We used to like do things to turn. You could turn Addy mode on purpose, if I recall. And then when you couldn't, like on the original Mavic, you could put like tinfoil over the top, and you could turn it on purpose.
Yeah.
Because it flies different that way. The winds do take it, and you fly it a lot different. There was actually the Blade Chroma, which had an early type of acrobatic mode before like FPV type drones came out, and you could turn that
Right.
on, and it was full manual, and you could do flips with it. And of course, if the wind took it, unless you counter flew it,
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mike, we need to. I might be able to connect with Mike. He's in my neighborhood, basically. He's in Syracuse.
Yeah.
Mike, if you want to see the Mavic 3 up close and personal, I mean, I've got one, and you can see how long it takes to connect the satellites. It won't be any faster at your house than it is at mine. It's like watching paint dry.
Now, Sean, if
Do all
you
your
like,
do all your safety checks, and it's still not
you
connecting.
like
It's been like
dark
3 minutes.
humor,
I do.
check out Adult Wednesday Adam.
The porn? Sort of like
No.
Edward Penis Hands?
No,
Oh.
no. This is funny, really
Okay.
funny. It's
But
dark humor.
Wednesday Addams grown up could be pretty hot.
Yeah. Mhm.
There I threw it in our chat, but I can put it back. It's in the regular chat.
Yeah,
somewhere
go ahead
buried.
and throw it in the chat. The link.
Toss it in again.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike said
I mean,
cool. Yeah, Mike, we could seriously, man, if you want to like, because I compared it to my Mavic 2 Pro because I thought I had the tilted gimbal thing going on. The horizon was off, and then the new firmware straightened it out.
Yeah, Mike. Funny like Ron Jeremy. No, this is Wednesday, all grown up, you know, with everyday situations, and she's in that character. You
Okay.
know, Wednesday, that really dark, you know, really dry, you know, composure, you know, where it's funny as hell. I just stumbled on it a couple of days ago, and today I just watched a whole bunch of videos. She's got gal that plays Wednesday. Her channel has over 100K subscribers right now.
You guys remember when you came up here, Art, for the spin down? And my buddy
Yes.
Jonathan, he was doing his speech. He just broke
Yes.
100,000 subscribers last week.
Oh,
That's how
wonderful.
quickly he did that. Yeah.
Wow, awesome.
So you can really
Awesome.
make a living on YouTube if you bust your ass. He does daily content. And I've come to the realization, if you want to blow up on YouTube, do daily content, because between everyone I know that ever did daily content for a year,
Mhm.
they've blown up. Like,
I
mean, the dude's making more money than my tattoo studio.
did they
Mhm.
Twice.
did they
Over.
still hold their regular job while they did daily content for a while?
Yeah,
and then-
that's the
Yeah,
thing.
because like I
Oh,
can't without having a good business plan. Like I clearly
You
the
got
channel
two
of my-
options.
yeah.
Chuck, you could either hold your daily job. That's what Jonathan did until he made enough to just get by, or save up a lot of money, prepay for like your mortgage for a year or something. You know,
I have no mortgage.
Well, I'm getting pretty
It's
close to
So we're closer.
retiring.
We're closer. Yeah. Yeah, I just
Once I
'cause
retire,
you need the
then I
time.
can do this full time.
yeah, if I
And
could do
then-
it full time, then I could do more content and
if you want to make more money, stop doing product reviews. You know why? Because there's limited time on them, or do less of them. Right? You need more evergreen content. Like with him, he does a video about Keystone Mountain. It might only get a certain amount of views, but every winter it gets views again. We do a video on a Mini 2, Mini 3 is released. By the time the Mini 4 is released, nobody gives a shit about a Mini 2 video.
yeah, I'm not
anymore.
doing tech reviews actually. This has been doing travel content, but
Okay, that's good.
but it's not fine tuned enough yet. Lori and I were talking. My wife Lori and I were talking about it. I was like, yeah, we need to like provide more information. I mean, it's okay that we're telling the story and everything. We tell the story, we're vlogging, but then to incorporate more information about where we are, why we're there, what
So
you do there. You know,
My
get it to come
suggestion to
together.
you, Chuck, is do one that's a vlog, right? And from that one trip, you can make multiple videos. So one that's a vlog, one that
And
you
once-
find something out about the town or whatever, and you do one
What to
specifically about
do
that.
when you're
Yep.
wherever.
And then another one about something specific there, so that you get these shorter ones too. So you could probably make, depending on how long the trip is, say you do a weekend trip somewhere, you can make probably 3 to 5 videos in that one weekend.
Yeah, because you could do like the breweries that you went to or whatever, or the wineries or the
Yep.
places you go and the things you
There
do.
you go.
That's what people
That-
want to know
that
about. They want to know
alone,
about like
yeah.
when we're there, what do we do? What do we see?
That alone is one video in its own. You know, the vlog is the overall. I did that when we went to Telluride. I made 3 videos out of Telluride. We did one that was just the vlog, which has done crazy well for some reason.
Cool.
Right?
And then I did one that's flying the drone around the waterfalls, and one that's how do you get to Telluride? And it was like from outside of town, and it's just the camera on the car, and it goes up, and they all did killer. So like that's actually something I'd like to do more of on the channels, instead of just always showing drone products or versus this GoPro versus that one. Like maybe
There
how
you go.
to use it in general. Like instead of, okay, let's do a drone video that's out there and show it and review it. Is the picture good? Is that no? Let's do a drone video, how to fly your drone, starring
You-
the Mini 2.
Oh, you're stealing my thunder. So like the 2K drones project that me and Keith from the K-Spot work on, we don't do it enough. It's like every 2 or 3 weeks we have a show. We kind of retooled it because we were doing, like we just talked about, like, why worry about the latest tech? We talk about the latest tech, but then part of the show, now a third of the show, is talking about how to use what you have and how to be cinematic. So many people out there say their video says cinematic drone footage of this. And you watch the video and it's about as cinematic as a Las Vegas security camera. Like the gimbal goes up, down, it's like and he's like, you're on a freaking roller coaster with this dude. It's like, this is cinematic, my ass. And then
the gear is such a small part of it, right? It's the story and the editing and how you put it together.
And it's the whole, and we've been talking about, we've been starting from the basic, like the building blocks, like, okay, first, the 180 rule and crap like that. And then we talk about music and incorporating music. And we're kind of learning how to share what we've learned with others too. So we're not great at it, but I think that's a great message. What you're talking about is that'd be really helpful. It's because you can do a lot with this little drone. You don't have to buy the Mini 3. You don't have to get the Mini 4.
Yeah.
You could have a Mini.
I'll probably buy the Mini 3, but I won't buy the Mavic Air 2 SW or whatever the hell they call it.
Yeah.
Or Air 3S. Like, I didn't even buy the Air 2S.
There's a lot you can do. The best camera to use is the one you have. So
I bought the Air.
Really good stuff.
I do think I'm going to end up selling everything except the Air 2 and the Mini 2 and the FPV drone, and then I'll keep my other FPV drones on top of it. But
now I did have a Mavic Air.
Do you have a smart controller? Because that works with the Mini 2.
Nope. Don't need one. It's too big and bulky. Like the Mini 2. I like the portability of the Mini 2. I just shove it in a pocket and the controller in another pocket.
So you just use your phone or not?
I like my Air
2. But I don't have any extra batteries for the Mini 2. So I have one battery because that defies the point for me. The Mini 2 is a disposable camera. To me, it is something, if I lose it, oh well, it was $500. Yes. Now the Air 2, I have the whole kit with the extra batteries and all that stuff. And I'll use it for certain things where I know I'm not taking chances to lose it, usually. Ed Ricker is actually coming up here, Art, and we're going to put my Air 2 to the test on how far it can actually go with one battery, where he's going to be in another spot way on the other side of the lake.
Oh, okay. So
I'm going to try to fly it to him, land it, hopefully before it runs out of battery. He's going to take the battery off, put a new battery on, and then we'll fly it back. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
That's awesome.
So that should be a fun video.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. I had a Mavic Air, and that was a disposable drone.
Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah, that worked out for you really well, Art.
Yes, it did.
You should be kissing my ass and saying, "Please sing my drone."
That's right. You're the
Mike Roach, who's in the chat. He gave me his Mavic Air.
So you got a Mavic Air 2 from it.
I have a Mavic.
Yeah,
Mavic 2 Pro.
You got the Autel Evo, which you traded for the smart controller, and you got the Air 2, and someone else replaced your Air. So you ended up getting 3, possibly sort of 4 things out of me sinking your drone in. So that's the best damn thing that ever happened to you.
Yeah.
I see some stuff in the chat. Mike Roach said cinematic is the most overused word in the drone world. And then Gene Fox was asking you a question, Sean.
How's your FPV?
How your FPV flying going?
So I haven't really bothered with trying to do stunts, acrobatic type stuff, but I've gotten it down where I can do some pretty smooth, loops, turns, and cinematic flights.
Cinematic FPV is a cool thing, though.
It's so thing. Cool. And that's what I'm going for where I live. Like, I don't really give a crap about flopping around a tree or doing any of that stuff. I want to get up on the ridges of the mountains and just
like a bird,
follow it.
It's like watching. You're like with a bird flying,
and it's so much. Really the speed is so much more fun to watch because, usually when I edit, you got this. I don't know if you guys saw the new video I just put up that I sold my 1965 Mustang.
Yeah, I saw something about that. I gotta watch.
It's one of the best videos I've probably ever made. Super pulls at your heartstrings if you know that my family just fell apart, because it's talking about letting go of nostalgia and moving forward, what works in your life. And of course there's overlays that go with the family and the car. I got footage from me from 1996 in there with my Mustang. But the edit is I mean, it is one of my most solid edits. Like it just goes together. But I did mix in drone footage. I used the Skydio. I used the Mini 2 in it. And editing that Mini 2 footage, I was like, man, I should have brought the FPV because this is so slow. It just, you can only use a clip or two when you're trying to mix drone footage into a regular video. You don't have 2 minutes that you can just put drone footage, right?
No, it's like your B-roll. You'd use it as your B-roll.
You got to use it quick and to the point.
Yep.
And whenever you're using regular drone footage, you get all these shots, and I'm like, damn, I want to use that. Damn, I want to use that. And you're like, nope. I got
Isn't it hard? It's so hard putting that stuff on the cutting room floor. It's like the hardest thing to do when you're editing. Cut it out.
I did the rough edit, and I cut out a whole minute of footage, which, if you know, when you're editing, that's a lot of footage.
It's a lot of footage, yeah. Yes, sir. Sometimes it's really, I've been doing that too, and sometimes it's still not enough. I cut shit out.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, crap, this is still bloated. It's like, yeah.
So Sean, you heard about the big fire that we had down here that destroyed 1,000 houses.
Yeah,
you know how much those lots are going right now?
No.
$350,000
with nothing on them but a foundation.
Yep.
Wow.
That was the craziest video where that, I don't know who flew it, but you could see like the embers and everything.
Oh, yeah.
That was the morning after the fire.
Jesus, that was.
And that guy, I think he got into big time trouble because there was a TFR on at the time. And plus, half of that town is in controlled airspace because you have Front Range Airport, which is
well,
you know what?
I'll tell you, that's that's really unfortunate that he couldn't get, like, you can never get the waivers fast enough to fly in that stuff, but that is great footage. I mean, that is just like heart-wrenching, really good footage. Most of it's really smoothly flown and stuff too, and just like, holy crap.
And sometimes it's awesome when someone breaks the rules.
That's an awesome time to break the rules, because there was no helicopter around or anything. It's just like
that stadium a couple weeks ago. Remember?
Now that's a bad time to break the rules. That's a bad time.
Oh yeah, this guy. He was outside the stadium. You could see the drone coming in from outside, and he was like a good 30 feet.
Oh my God! Yeah, it was right in the damn field. Sean, you didn't see that? Oh
no,
my God!
I did not see that.
Oh, it's
oh,
you're watching. I'm watching.
That's a bad time to break the rules. Oh, what an idiot!
It's like crazy.
Oh my God, people!
The dude was right down there. Like, I mean, oh my God! It looked like it was like the football height.
Did he lose his drone?
The length of the field down to the corner.
He
people
flew out
were,
the other
waving to the drone
and like flew out and left, and like I was like,
yep.
Holy crap! Did that just happen?
What kind of drone was it? Anybody know?
I'm thinking it might be an Autel.
I don't know.
It would have been hilarious to see an FPV drone go and then out.
No, it wasn't an FPV drone.
No, it wasn't FPV. It was regular. It was a GPS camera drone for sure.
Yeah,
that was the way it was moving.
And it was like really shitty.
As the footage from the drone popped up, or did you guys see footage from like inside the stadium?
That was drone footage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He like came in over the stadium and then dropped down in.
Yeah.
Flew around the field. Like right near the players and stuff.
I think it's called Brickyard Media.
Oh, let's see if I can find it.
Yeah.
If I can find it.
But yeah. Yeah, Ken Herron left a comment on the guy's chat. I'm like,
I have not. Yeah, like I said, I have not been on YouTube much in the last month or two. A little bit here and there, but just trying to get through this. So holidays got really rough. I've actually been thinking of making a video art, like a 3-part series.
I found it. Can I put it in the chat?
Sure, go ahead.
All right, here we go. This is it.
Oh, I think
Cincinnati Bengals drone
Dustin.
Oh, we beat you to it.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's it though. Yeah. Okay, Dustin. Yeah.
Open link in new window. Let me check it out real quick. It's a minute long. I got the audio off. 79,000 views.
Just a few.
Wow. Huh.
Oh shit! It looks like the blimp.
Yeah.
Oh, he's below it.
Yes. It's
Yeah.
insane.
He
Brought it
goes
right down in there, man.
to,
He
like,
dropped right down
50
in there.
I
With
mean,
the
that's a
thing.
cool shot, though, man.
Oh,
Like,
it's a
look
really
at the
cool
lighting.
shots, but
Mhm.
it's like, you know. It's
Oh,
like,
he got what? He's down like 10
Yes.
feet above the players.
Yeah, he's right there.
He's like at the
Yep.
camera line. You know, the cameras is. He's at the
Yeah,
same
over
level as
on
those.
the guy wires. Yeah, he almost hit
I can't
those.
believe no one's looking up
Yeah,
at it.
Justin, you did. That's a big
Well,
cut.
wait till he gets down to the corner of the
It's
field.
almost funnier
the
to
We're
see.
people are raising their
waving
hands
to-
for it. Yeah, they're all.
It's almost
"Woo!"
funnier to hear Sean getting the play-by-play from Sean watching it the first time because it's probably how
Oh
we
my
all
God.
reacted when we watched
That
it.
is
Like,
crazy, dude. They're all just woo. People do stupid things in front of a camera, but these
Yep.
higher shots that are like right at the level of the top or a little above, those are really cool.
those are really cool shots. I agree, but it's
Mhm.
like,
Like, I mean, the other shots are sort of pointless because we get those shots all the time, you know.
yeah, from professional cameras.
Yeah,
But
like-
the stadium shot from
But
a
that's got a
distance is
good
actually
camera,
quite
man.
cool.
Somebody has that's got to be that can't be a mini, that's for
It's a
sure.
Mavic 2 Pro or something.
No,
Like up the low,
I
the
think
low
he
lights looks
probably
good.
had an Autel.
It didn't look blue
Yeah.
enough to me to think it was an Autel. Autel has sort of a bluish tinge to everything.
Oh,
Really?
well, you may have
Oh,
had
I
a
paid attention.
Mavic 2 Pro with the what is it, the
1-inch
the
Hasselblad.
transponder, whatever, turned off, the geofence turned
Yeah.
off.
Oh, your geofence turned off.
Maybe he did the tinfoil trick.
The tinfoil trick.
That's how you get that off. You just wrap it in tinfoil and then it won't connect to the satellites, which won't let it
Doesn't know
also
where it is.
yeah. So you
Flying
just
Eddie
got to
mode.
fly it normal. Yeah.
Interesting.
Maybe I'll make a video
Who
about it.
found drones?
How about
welcome,
Sean?
welcome.
Could you get the adhesive foil tape and instead of tinfoil and just stick it on there to like shield the select zones?
Possibly. I've
That'd
seen
be
it
more-
work with a
that
candy
would-
wrapper.
I mean, that just wouldn't come off. It would stay
Yeah.
adhered better.
Or you
Maybe
would
that'd be a cleaner way
tape
of
the
doing it.
tinfoil on, you know. But
Well, that's what foil tape is, though. It just has adhesive
Yeah.
backing. Yeah.
I don't see why it wouldn't work.
Hmm.
Interesting.
But yeah, no, that was interesting. I had not seen that.
I didn't know either. Keith shared it with me. I was like, "Holy crap!" Yeah, my reactions were like yours, Sean. Like, holy, what the?
Yeah, right.
He was watching me watch it. He was laughing. You know, that's why we have remote ID coming, because of
Yep.
stuff like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep, more
Yeah,
on
you know,
like that.
the shame about it all is even when stuff like that happens rarely, it hasn't really ever caused an issue.
It's never hurt anybody. Yeah.
So
I mean, like,
why
you know,
are they like, you know, it's almost like it's overkill for these people to be jumping on this stuff. I think it's just because the fear that some people still have of drones. Like I'll be in groups like my local neighborhood group, and there'll be a post. Oh, there's somebody flying a drone out by my house. You're
Yes,
spying on me, and I'm like, trust me,
Next
you're
door.
ugly as shit. They're not. Yeah, they're not spying
Yeah,
on
next
you.
door.
You're too damn ugly.
yeah.
And if I was gonna spy on you, first you got to be hot. Two, I'd rather go up to just use Zoom on my phone because then you wouldn't hear it.
Yeah.
I get
There
on
you
next.
go.
You're probably talking about next door, and I'm on there all the time.
That's one, but it's a Facebook
Yeah.
group,
Yeah.
and then of course you get everybody. Well, just shoot it down. You're
Yeah,
like,
thanks,
yeah,
that's a federal
Oh,
offense. Try not, please
felony.
don't do that. Yeah, and plus you could hurt
Mhm.
somebody by trying to shoot it down, like kill
yeah.
somebody.
And if I can tell which house shot it down, I'm coming over to your house and beating your head off, man.
I'm just gonna call
Yeah.
the police and say, yeah, I was flying my drone legally and it was shot down, and this is the guy
Well,
who did it. So let's go pay them a visit.
2 months
shall we?"
ago, I would have done it that way. The way my life is now, I'd do it the other way. Just be
Think about be Johnny Law
take out
yourself.
2 months of aggression and pain, man. Just
Ooh.
wouldn't even care.
Don't forget to wear a body cam when you do that. At least give a
You're right.
have a really good video on it.
Yeah, at least I got something.
Have a video. At least you get some,
No, I
sell some
fly.
cigarettes with the YouTube money.
I don't fly very low when I'm in neighborhoods at all.
It's quieter to get up higher anyway. And the only time I fly in my neighborhood is like with this Mavic 3 when I was like testing it out, like pop it up my driveway. My horizon was crooked and stuff. I was like right over my own property, just kind of like trying to just short
That
maneuvers
is a
and stuff,
crazy
figure
thing
out.
to me that the Mavic 1 had the drunken horizon, right? And now 3 iterations later, or many iterations later, it's back.
It went
with
away,
Mavic.
but the latest firmware cleared it up somehow.
That's
But it was-
interesting.
it was
The original,
very,
it was actually a
very-
hardware issue.
And I was worried about that. I was actually, I bought the thing, immediately got it set up and in the air, and it had the tilt, and then I freaked out and I tried, calibrating the compass, calibrating the IMU, waiting for GPS to connect, calibrate the compass, all the normal crap, calibrate the gimbal like multiple times, and it's stuck. And I was like, I was ready to send it back because I had a Mavic 2 Pro that the camera had a smudge on the sensor. So I always had a really weird flare when the sun hit it just right. And somebody convinced me that there was nothing wrong with it. Well, a year later, it was definitely a problem. I put a new Hasselblad on that thing. That was not cheap. This camera is $1,000, just the camera.
So for anyone
ready to send it
interested in
back.
art, I did just put the link to that. I sold my 1965 Mustang video in there. It's for like 4.5 minutes long. It's not very long,
Oh, cool.
but I definitely think it's one of my best edits that I've done in a long time.
I have it earmarked to watch after the show. I will comment accordingly.
I appreciate that.
Sure. Yeah, but anyway, so I was ready to send the Mavic 3 back. I was already working with getting an RMA. I'm like, I'm gonna wait. It looks like the firmware came out a week into my 14 days. The firmware came out, and they were ready to let me send it back. I'm like, let's try this new firmware and see if this is just software or if it's really hardware. Because if it's hardware, it's got to go back.
Yeah.
And I flew it like 4 times after I popped it up and checked it out. And I was comparing it to the Mavic 2 Pro and everything. I was like, holy shit, it's really fixed. It's really fixed. Let me fly it. I come back in the house. It was like 7 degrees out. I'm gonna go try it again. I go out. Nope, it's still fixed. Oh my god, it's really fixed. Because the other time it was like really tilted.
So question on that. The original Mavic, it wasn't just that it tilted. It was when you would strafe or do a yaw, the camera would move when you're going this way, and then when you stop, it would sort of like a boat.
Overcorrect?
Well, it would go back and it would just sway
Oh,
back
I
and forth and then
never-
go level.
I
The original Mavic had that everywhere, and everybody was new to drones and gimbals at the time. Well, not everybody, but most people were, because the Mavic blew
That was
up.
my
and that's
first
what started
drone.
all this.
So I never really
Exactly.
would've- Yeah.
Right.
And so people would get it and they would use it like that, and they wouldn't realize that the gimbal was supposed to stay level even in those motions. And so people were like arguing, no, it's just how it's supposed to be. And I'm like, dude, you have no experience. It's not how it's supposed to be. If you have one that does that, you have to send it back, because if you accept it, they're not going to fix it.
Right.
With
And
this
that's-
many new people, you have to send it back.
Well, I had the problem with the Hasselblad camera. Somebody told me, that's just a normal sun flare. Oh, it is? Oh, okay. Well, then I found out it wasn't normal. It was like a smudge. So
Yeah.
anyway, I went to DJI a year later. You know what DJI told me?
SOL.
Yeah. Oh, you want a new camera? You can buy one.
Yeah. Yeah, they're great
Well,
like
wait,
that.
it's been like this from day one. There's no way I did this. It's inside. Yeah.
They just sent me an email with my Mini 2. I usually don't get the DJI Care, but the Mini 2 DJI Care was only $50, right?
Oh,
It was cheap as could
that's
be.
a no-brainer. Yeah.
Yeah, so I got that, and it expires in 4 days, and now they are offering an extension for a year. I
Nice.
didn't click the link to see how much it was yet. Actually,
Right.
I wonder if I hope it's not like drug dealer tactics. Like the first one's really super cheap, and the next or free, and the next one's like
Then you get addicted.
they hooked you.
I
Yeah,
know,
they get
man.
you hooked.
Could you help me out, man?
Can you help me out, man? Couple $100. Get my DJI Care for my Mini 2. Hard.
It's
Sean,
it's actually cheaper. It's $39
Oh,
Look at
Wow.
this.
so when you doing it,
right now.
My,
yeah.
I've got 2 days left to do it, so I might as well do
your
it.
stunt drone extension protection. That's great.
Yeah, as
What's
long
that,
as I can
Art?
get it back.
Your Insta 360.
That's the Insta
Yep.
go-to.
yep. Go to. I love this
This
thing.
is
You know,
And I
mine's sitting
put
back
this on my
there.
FPV drone. Oh, it gets great video.
Sean knows this
I
one.
rarely turn it
Sean
on.
knows this one.
Yeah, the X2. Yeah,
I love this
Yeah.
camera.
Didn't you have? Oh, you had the action too when you came to spin up.
I do. I have that one too. It's collecting dust now.
The Action
So,
2 is collecting dust.
Yeah, the GoPro 10 has become my most used camera
They
right
added
now.
they added horizon leveling to the Action 2 though.
Yeah,
that should
they
help
do. I
it
mean,
be more useful.
yeah, but still, though, it's not about that. It's about the form factor and the battery life and the way that it mixes together,
Ah,
and just the ease of use and the colors. I've had a lot of people asking me lately in videos what my pole is I use. So I think I might make a video about like just
There you go.
because I've got like a ton
Your
of
selfie
them,
stick?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got tons of them, and this one's carbon fiber, and it
Nice.
sort of screws together. And what you want to do is for 360 cameras, is get like these really thin GoPro mounts.
Yeah, so it stays in the stitch line.
Yeah, and the problem
Yeah.
is like they don't send you that. That's one of the things when Insta was talking to me and having me to do those videos. I was like, you guys really need to send a proper mount because it doesn't come with one. And when you get on Amazon, you just find regular GoPro mounts which have an angle and then it sticks out way over
Right.
here. Like even people,
Oh, sorry, I talked over you.
even people like Jonathan, he hit me up, tons of subscribers, all that. He's like, dude, I need help. So I sent him links to this. So I think a video like that might help some people.
That'd be helpful, yeah. I'm trying to wonder I'm trying to find a way to keep the when I use the microphone adapter with the Rode wireless.
Need to get closer to your mic, Chuck.
Oh, I'm way back here. All right. So
Yeah.
this thing, I'm trying to keep my Rode wireless Go 2 when it's clipped on with the mount like in the stitch line, and it likes to walk over to the side. I don't know if there's a way to
Say again.
you can use this with the wireless Go 2.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I have the mount and everything on the selfie stick, but it can kind of wiggle. It doesn't, even when you tighten it down, it kind of walks over and then ends up the microphone will end up in the shot. Like you'll see a thin black line.
Jonathan is using the X2. He got a deal with they're paying him like $2,000 a month to use his cameras. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Anyways,
You-
he's
you
got the
Lonzy
Go2
mount.
with it, and his does not do that. So I'm not sure why his is tight and yours is loose. Maybe
Well, I mean,
you use it too much.
you can snug. Yeah, it's right. Yeah, that's a good
It's
one.
been a little beat up.
Yeah, it's hot dog in a hallway. No, it's like so it's that Ulanzi mount that's like U-shaped, and it just a little bit of movement. Then
Is that an aftermarket mount?
It actually came with the camera. It was the ultimate kit or whatever. It was the 1X2 ultimate kit.
Yeah, I wonder if he's
But-
using that same mount then. He probably is because that would be what Insta would send him.
Yeah, I wonder if like there's a trick though. Maybe I'm just missing out on something.
Next time I see him, I'll ask him and see if he's getting any kind of movement.
It just
And
takes
next time I see you guys, I'll let you know if I find anything out.
it just takes a little bit of care to make sure that it's because obviously the microphone sticks out quite a bit. So if it pivots just a little bit, it's going to be
Yeah.
you know,
You're a little
Visible.
late, Mark.
Now I am actually waiting for the
the elastic.
DJI.
They're asking me about the elastic band, by the way. That's to keep the microphone adapter in place because it likes to
Nice.
loosen
That's a
up.
smart. Just a rubber band. Good, easy.
Yeah, rubber baby buggy bumper. Yeah.
So I am thinking when the DJI mic system comes out, I might pick that up.
Oh, there you go.
It seems to keep getting. I was looking at the Go 2, but like it just looks so easy to use, like the way it syncs
looks good.
everything.
I bought the Go 2 when it came out in the spring because that's right when my wife got interested in vlogging with me. I was like, I have to get you a microphone. I had the Go, the single one for just me. So I grabbed that, and then the DJI one came out, and that one looks really nice. The charging box and everything is really super cool.
Yeah, it does look really,
Yeah, it looks nice.
really easy to use, very intuitive.
Yep, I love it. Looks great. But
But
since
it
I already have the
got pushed
Australian
back.
ones,
They pushed it back at least once. It was supposed to be out already, I think.
I thought it was out. It's not out.
What? Did they release it and I didn't
I
know?
thought it was out as a quiet release.
Well, they
Oh.
announced it and never actually released it. Then it got pushed back. So
Well, I see. I never really looked. I'm guilty. I didn't look that close because, like, I have the wireless Go 2. I'm not going to toss that in the trash because what's cool about it is it's made in Australia. That's kind of cool.
let's see, DJI mic right here. It says reserve. Yeah, so there is no. Let's see if they say a release date here.
Okay.
It's reserved now. $329.
There you go.
It's priced right there
Well,
with the Go
speaking
2.
of $329, we're coming up on 3 hours.
Well, time flies when Sean's on.
I'm
apparently.
getting pretty hungry here.
Yeah, I got to make dinner too.
should
I'm
have ate
actually got to
before,
get
like-
back to painting my house too.
Ooh.
I've actually been just
go.
editing
Inside.
old videos that I never ended up editing that were like family videos and stuff like that, just to have it done, saved, and then put into a file somewhere. I mean, they'd still be fun to put on YouTube for the people that don't know like my situation, but
Yeah.
I don't think that I'm gonna ever do that. So, but what I am thinking of doing is because I did go through a really dark spell, like I was saying, is making a video of everything that happened when you go out and you propose to somebody you've been with for 10 years and there's another dude at the house. It makes for a crazy story.
Oh, I know a guy. I know a guy who had that happen. Not 10 years, but long enough to still be like, ouch. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty ouch.
That's bad.
So, especially when the dude's married and she's having an affair with him.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's Jerry Springer in real life. You know how I always have that little clip of Jerry Springer and me on Jerry Springer? I can put together a real Jerry Springer story now. Anyways, let's all go do dinner.
Okay, sounds good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, guys.
All right.
Well,
Well,
thanks everyone in
Sean,
the chat.
thanks for popping in, and Chuck, as always, thanks for
Thank you. And
well,
thanks to that guy.
I appreciate you having me. I was
It's
glad
nice
I was
seeing
able
you
to
again,
jump
man.
in. It feels good to get back online.
Nice to have you back in the saddle again here.
Yeah, hopefully in February, like I said, by the end of February, I should be back on things. Like I'm going to probably be a little slow video here and there, but then hopefully by the end of February, I'm going to start pumping out like 3 a week again.
all right. Let's see if I could use my stop button. See if it'll work.
Bye, everybody. Peace out.
And it didn't work. So, well, I'll have to do the old-fashioned way. Good night, everybody. Thanks for coming in, and have a great weekend. Catch you next week.
Watch more Cove
Bye-bye.
action.
Bye, everybody.